Hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is
Amanda.
and your name is
Austin.
and welcome to the Done Creative Live. Yes, we have a kid home in the middle of the week. Once again, coronavirus, close contact with someone who had close contact. So fingers crossed this will only be a 3-day to 5-day quarantine. I mean, he has Friday and Monday off anyway because of Memorial Day. So we just found out it won't be the full 10 days that it was last time. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But wow, we are here for the Eclipse special and curveball. This one right here, curveball. So
Say hi.
you just want to say hi?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say hi.
And sorry for the 1 minute
Delay.
timer. Yeah.
That's okay. They understand. Yeah, him being home and just trying to get the dog's food made. Yeah, I make my own dog food. Getting my breakfast, getting my notes written out, everything I want to talk about for the Eclipse special, just everything going on, and then my little wrench in the gears over here. So, we're running 1 minute late, but literally 1 minute is better than like 10 or 15. Yes, this whole season is a total curveball, that is for sure. So, we are going to go in. Oops, can you pick that one up for me? Thank you. I didn't set these up the way I normally do, and maybe I should have. Oh well, they should be good. Okay.
Now goodbye.
All right, you have a good one, Boston. Have fun. Let the dog out if he starts acting crazy, and the above. Okay. Hello, everybody.
Bye, Chad.
Chad.
Chat.
You read chat? Okay,
Yeah.
close the door. All right, I had another donation coming in. Let me go ahead and add that. I'm not going to post it quite yet, but Pika Lee, thank you for your donation as well. Copy it though. And then when we're ready to dive into this, I will post it. Hello, Kim is here. Peggy is here. Katie R is here. Magical Indigo is here. Tracy is here. Vicky Downey. Get to like a Ray. Awesome, you guys. Just Sandy. Love you too, Sandy. Deep Shoe is here. He's at school, so he won't be able to join. That is all right. I totally understand. Totally. But, you know, the replay will be available. Hello, J-Jo. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I do recognize you from my comment section over on the Done Creative. So welcome. Good to see you here. Swellroot Bobby is here as well. Oh, Wayne and your mom are watching too. Well, welcome, Wayne. Always a pleasure. And Peggy's mom, welcome. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Carefree Kimberly is waiting in the car. Ride pickup line. Last day of school. Woo woo. Hi, Amanda. Hiding my bathroom at work. Just wanted to say hi. Oh, Michelle, our heart goes out to you. Positive work vibes. And if anyone is being passive aggressive to you today, just know you have the whole high vibe tribe behind you, ready to stand up for you. J-Jo, oh, I did pronounce it right. Wow, that is a first. Normally I butcher everybody's names over here. I don't mean to, and I do apologize. So if I am butchering anyone's name, if you put the correct pronunciation, I will work really hard to make sure I get it right next time and the times after that. Hello, Jaden. Welcome. But yeah, I think what we're going to do is just get right into this. And of course, I might be able to kind of interact with the chat. But we're going to talk about, I'm getting chills already because, wow, throat chakra stuff. Let me just clear that out. Okay, and I noticed I filled this and Boston was up here, so he took a nice big drink. Call this the community water. My son Wrigley even claimed it, the younger one. He even claimed it. We are a, what's the word? A germ sharing family, I guess. Whether I wanted it to be or not. Pika Lee, I have your donation. It's on my list. I just haven't pushed enter yet, but before we do get into the energies, I'll pull out crystal out of my bra. TMI, everybody. This is my Moldavite, and it's kind of hard to see. It is a tektite rather than a crystal, but a lot of people call it a crystal. Very, very intense, very high vibrational crystal tektite from Czechoslovakia. This was formed when a meteor hit the Earth, and that conjunction of the meteor the Earth coming together created this green glass. And this is no joke, you guys. When I first got this thing, whew, I pulled it out of the little box. I got it from, I put the box up there. Inner Vision Crystals, they are one of the reputable sites. If you're buying Moldavite, you want to make sure you're getting it from a reputable source because it is such a rare tektite. A lot of people are trying to recreate it as a fake and make green glass and then try to sell it or pass it off as Moldavite. So make sure you're getting it from a reputable source. And of course, it's not a cheap. This little bad boy here was $139, but I got a 10% discount. So yeah, but still not a cheap stone. But they say a stone this size, a stone 5 times bigger, a stone 5 times smaller, they all hold the same power for the most part. There are certain Moldavites called angel chime that when you drop it, like here's mine, listen. Just sounds like a rock hitting a table, sort of. The angel chime sound almost like a silver coin hitting a table. They kind of have a little chime to it. And those ones tend to be more expensive and rumored to be also more powerful. But for the most part, Moldavite in general is very powerful no matter the size. So your connection to the Moldavite is really what does it. So hopefully, maybe our answers for this eclipse, full moon eclipse special will be off the chain. I'll put that back. But of course, in conjunction with that, since I'm still very new to using it, I may be I notice I get a little hot, I get a little lightheaded and dizzy. As a result of having it on me, I haven't had it on me more than 2 hours at a time since I got it. So I also have my hematite here to ground me. So I'm grounded and connected at the same time. So we got this going on. I'm just kind of putting it in my lap. So we've got that. Hopefully I'll be able to, hold that vibe for a while. But let's get into my notes for this full moon eclipse. This is happening in the sidereal or Vedic sign of Scorpio, 11 degrees Scorpio, and it's happening in the sign of Sagittarius. Not exactly sure the degrees. So if you add 23 degrees to 11, which would put us at what, 33? So this would be about 3 or 4 degrees of Sagittarius, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you are a Western astrologer or dip your toes into the Western astrology world, if you know the exact degrees, you can share it in the comments. But basically, this is happening in the nakshatra of Anuruddha, which is ruled by the god Mitra, which is the god of friendship. So this is actually a really beautiful time for many people to be coming together, because I wrote in my notes, I just kind of connected and channeled a couple of things here. This definitely, the sign of Scorpio already is a very emotional sign, but it's also a sign that has a very hard time expressing those emotions in, I guess, a way that really gets the point across sometimes. I love me, a Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, prominent placements in Scorpio. I've got a lot of Scorpios in my life. My mom is a double Scorpio. My youngest son is a Scorpio sun. My brother's a Scorpio sun. My best friend, John, that passed away, was a Scorpio ascendant. I love me a Scorpio. So this to me is a very transformational, the people that come into my life that are Scorpios, I learn from them like no other. And I love me a Scorpio. So, but again, it's a very emotional sign, and many of us are feeling it because the moon is in Scorpio. So we're feeling that Scorpio vibe, right? And the sun is, of course, directly opposite in the sign of Taurus. So this whole axis of Scorpio and Taurus, wherever this is falling in your chart, or Gemini and Sagittarius, if you're following the more Western astrology, just take what resonates for you. If you don't follow Vedic and don't want to listen to the whole Vedic breakdown of it, you don't have to. But for me, what really sold me on the idea of Vedic or sidereal astrology was the fact that the eye of the bull, Aldebaran, the star Aldebaran, which is considered the eye of the bull, Taurus the bull, right? When you look up in the sky, Aldebaran, the star, is in Taurus, right? Your physical eyes are seeing Aldebaran in Taurus. But according to Western astrology, the eye of the bull is in Gemini, and that just never sat right with me. And of course, every other star is shifted 23 to 24 degrees. So where you actually look in the sky is where it's taking place in Vedic astrology, and that's why I was so pulled and called to follow, just for my own personal reasons, Vedic or sidereal astrology over Western astrology. That does not mean that I don't also resonate with my Western astrology placements, because absolutely I do. I really do. So you may also find yourself resonating with both as well. I have Scorpio rising in my Western charts. That's amazing. I love that. You're my brother, but having trouble with anger. Oh no. Oh, you're trying to buy one. Yeah. And Moldavite, if you haven't done any shadow work yet, I would say hold off. I'm sure you have magical indigo. You probably have done a lot of shadow work, just knowing what I know about you. But if you're someone who's just now starting on that spiritual path, I would say hold off on that Moldavite, because it is no joke. It will turn everything that is not serving your soul's growth and soul's highest good upside down. This will test your limiting beliefs. This will test you with your habits. This will, if you're in relationships that are not serving your highest good, this will break you up. This will shake you up, wake you up. I mean, this is no joke. And man, I am getting major pulsing in that the mouth of God or Zeal chakra point at the back of my head. Just wearing this Moldavite will kind of give a twinge of pain in that direction. So it's no joke, even for someone like me that I've been on a pretty major spiritual path for at least 5 years now. And woo, the dizziness. I'm already very dizzy. We might just have to take this Moldavite and put it somewhere off the person, because I did my meditation to connect. So I really am connected right now. And it's no joke, this energy that this Moldavite will take you to a whole other level. I'll just tell you that. But as far as other things going on, transits in the sky, we also have Venus and Sun and Rahu, or the North Node, also directly opposite this eclipse in Taurus. So that whole axis, the Rahu Ketu or North Node, South Node axis are what gives us our eclipses. They are the shadow sides, or the nodes of the moon, basically. So wherever the eclipse is going to be where our North and South nodes are transiting. And with the North Node or Rahu, we've also got Venus and Sun in the sign of Taurus. We've also got Jupiter at 8 degrees of Aquarius, and it has stationed, if I'm not mistaken, I might have to look that up again, but I wrote some of these notes a while ago, and then some of them this morning. And then, of course, Saturn turned retrograde on the 22nd or 23rd of this month, and it's currently sitting at 19 degrees of Capricorn in, again, Vedic astrology. So there's a lot going on. There is this sense of healing, rebirth, diving into the shadow. A lot of us have had just major ups and downs, confusion, loneliness. Things associated with the 8th house or sign of Scorpio are really on display right now, also in the collective, but of course also the microcosm, the macrocosm, as within, so without. So what we experience within, we're experiencing it without as well. But I just want you guys to know there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. The acronym FEAR, fear, false evidence appearing real. Only love is real. Only our spirit is real. Everything else is an illusion or Maya. But you know, we do the best with the game that we are playing, because it feels very real to us, does it not? It really does feel very real. Man, that pulsing is just getting out of control back there. But yes, things will start falling apart as a result of this eclipse to fall into place. So those of you who've worked very hard on your shadow side, or to release yourself from limiting beliefs, to fix your life, so to speak, those of you already on that track, you're not going to see a bunch of stuff fall apart, because you've already been on the journey. This is just going to deepen your resolve, your sense of purpose, even to know that you're on the right track, making these beautiful changes to your health, to your life, to your spirituality, to major tingles, to the people that you're hanging out with. You're going to realize the things that are not meant for you anymore are going to become very hard, very rocky, very rough. And this is not just as a result of this eclipse. This is as a result of the eclipse cycle that happened in December, where that was all taking place in the sign of Taurus and aspecting the sign directly opposite of Scorpio. Now we're doing the opposite, but we're wrapping up a lot of cycles that we started in December. So we're coming full circle, so to speak, and really closing out some cycles for sure. What else did I write? We are tapping into this sense of purpose. So a lot of people who have felt that confusion, that loneliness, just feeling lost, or like, what's the point of even living? you're gonna start to, as a result of maybe the next 2 weeks or so, maybe even a month out from now, you're really gonna start feeling into this sense of purpose because, again, Scorpio takes us on this emotional roller coaster, and Scorpio is the depth. It is the deep, deep waters of that eighth house energy, the natal eighth or the natural eighth house energy. So we really are feeling it. And remember, if we want to heal something, we got to feel it, right? So this is a perfect time to transmute and release anything that is no longer serving our highest good. And this also, you guys, is the time. There has been enough division. There has been enough hatred, greed, fighting. Again, division, major chills, guys, major chills. So much division. This is time to put it all away, put all that division to bed, and really start hyper-focusing on the things, even these people you are very, very dualistically put up against. There's got to be some common ground. And a lot of times the common ground is the fact that we all want what's best for ourselves and our families. Like that can be most people's common ground. Even the kind of crazy psychopathic people out there that are just, out for themselves, they probably still want themselves to be doing well and their family to be doing well. So finding the common ground between what has been dividing us, that is what's going to help see us through all of the challenges coming up, all the challenges we've been through, and kind of putting some of that stuff to rest so that we can find a new common ground to move forward. But yeah, just enough division, enough, you guys, enough. But I also saw Allison Coe, who I actually talked about at the beginning of my last live stream, that big synchronicity I had while listening to her video. She posted another video last night saying, I think it's called something like "We're Done" or something like that, the video. You can just search her name, Allison Coe, and be able to find that. But basically what she's calling all of her followers to do and everybody else, and this really resonates with me. I was planning to do something similar anyway, so why not throw my hat in the ring as well? If you guys want to do this ritual or ceremony as well, feel free to do it. But basically what we're doing is we are writing out a list of all the things we're done with. All of it. Just get it all on a page, on a paper, and then you can use the elements, the earth, the air, the fire, to transmute this energy. So I would write out all the things I don't like in my life or want to change or know that need to change. Oh yes, Pikali, yep, I got your stuff here. I can push enter. You're on my list. I just didn't post it because we're still kind of going through everything here. But write out everything that you're done with, and then you can rip it up into tiny little pieces and flush it down the toilet. You can fold it up and plant it like it's a seed, like you're done with that. Or you can burn it, of course, be safe, do it in a controlled way, probably outside in a little barrel or something that you're not going to start a fire anywhere. Be really safe with it, but transmute that energy. And then also make a list of the things that you are wanting to change or create in your life. And of course, eclipses don't tend to be the best time to start something new, but to release what's no longer serving you, this is a perfect time to be doing that. So yeah, that's something you can do today with this, not only full moon energy, but eclipse energy. And also we are closing out I don't know how many year cycle. We are shifting epochs as of 2 days from now. So May 28th, we are actually shifting into a whole new epoch. Per the Toltec epoch whole thing. If you're like, what's Toltec? That is actually the wisdom of the four agreements, which I've got the cards here, I've got the book here. But this is the time that they have slated as the beginning of the whole new epoch. So yes, especially those of you who felt lost, confused, stifled, angry, whatever, insert here. This is letting you know you're closing out all that yucky. You're closing it out, ready to start something whole new and fresh. But of course, there's no like blunt stopping point because these energies kind of shift and morph into each other, kind of overlay each other like this. Like here's the start of it, but you're still going to be feeling the new and the old at the same time, kind of through the timeline like this. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're switching epochs on your birthday. I forgot. That's right. Welcome and happy birthday, Katie R. That's beautiful. Yeah, so you can look up that information. I know Bridget Nielsen. Bridget. That may not be how to spell her name. There's a lot of different spellings of Bridget, but I know this is how you spell her last name. She's here on YouTube. She did a video about it. I think it was the 526 eclipse. And then she also talked about this, which it wasn't even on my radar until I I could feel something really big, though. I could feel something really big. I just didn't realize it was the shift from one epoch to the next. And these epochs, they're thousands of years time worth of cycles. I mean, this is big stuff, you guys. Big, big stuff. So, yeah, what I want to do now is do a collective reading for how this is going to affect us. Those of us watching now, those of us watching this on the replay, we are tapping into all of our collective energies as just this kind of small group of the High Vibe tribe here. How is this going to affect us? Let's get into that. Let's get into that. And of course, since we're talking eclipse energies, let's dive in and start here with our Moonology. Okay, we got 2, 3 coming out. I also want to go to the White Newman Tarot. So I'll probably get 3 cards from this deck as well. We're just going in. We're going to see what this means for all of us. This eclipse energy, what do we as a group need to know? How is this affecting us? Any red flags we need to pay attention to? Any good things? Any insight? What do you need to tell us, Spirit? We need to know one more. Oh, I love this so much. There's only one card that is flipped up, and I'm like, yes! I'm feeling it. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is not bad. This is amazing. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't. I just can't. Wow. So I don't even know where to start. I guess we'll start where I saw first because this seems so fitting. Ace of Swords. What better card can you get for starting something new? Like stopping the old, rushing into something new. Here it is. We're gaining clarity on our lives, on the situation. That confusion, we're putting that to bed. We're putting that to rest. We're tapping into this sense of purpose. And look, this is like the mass consciousness or the collective looking for that clarity, that insight, that guidance, just knowing what's next on their path. But look, we've got it. This is us. We've got it. We're getting that clarity in our lives. The things that are no longer meant for us, we're just letting it all flush away, wipe away, fall away. And a lot of us are going to be the ones in control of how this happens rather than a big tower moment. Because I would expect for a Scorpio full moon eclipse, I would expect a tower card to come out. And the fact that it hasn't, because we've got 2 other, you didn't see what they were, did you? We're going to get into those as well, but the 2 other cards we have are very earthy. I'll just put it that way. Very earthy. We are grounding our intentions, our clarity, our purpose into this 3-dimensional, or some of us 5th-dimensional world that we are living in. Whew, I need to take a moment, just one moment here. Oh, your love interest is a Scorpio. Yeah. Well, all my Scorpios out there and my Tauruses as well, because you guys are the 2 that are most directly affected. Even if you just have a planet within one of these houses and it's not your ascendant or your moon or your sun, there's still some awesome stuff coming for you. Me personally, my Mercury is actually in the sign of Taurus in my 8th house because I'm a Libra ascendant, so everything's flipped upside down for me. So to me, this is such a great card for me to get, just better and new ways of communicating and speaking our truth. You guys as well, speaking your truth, what you know to be right and correct is not just going to continue for many of you to fall on deaf ears. People are really going to start to understand that you know what you've been saying all these months, all these years, all these weeks is true. And wow, maybe I can tap into some of that higher wisdom as well. Especially those of you who are like the only spiritual person in your circle or in your family. Your family's gonna like, what were you saying? Or you may even notice, you guys, family members are messaging you and they're like, you know that thing you're talking about like 6 months ago? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, you're going to see people coming out of the woodwork, actually seeking out your guidance, your advice, your wisdom, because you have wisdom. Your soul comes into this incarnation with such wisdom that a lot of us forgot or, you know, pushed away as young children because we were told it was make-believe or it wasn't real. But we're bringing it back online. We're bringing it back on deck, you guys, and it's so cool. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. Woo, this is no joke, you guys. We really are, especially if you guys can do this ritual today where you're releasing what's no longer serving you and then writing out your list of dreams, desires, and goals, at least over these next 6 months, maybe even your longer term goals than that. This is such a powerful day and way to ground this energy and these intentions. Such powerful energy today, you guys. Woo. I can't believe it. But this queen, she has created something stable in her life. So this is the energy many of us are rolling into. Some of you are already here, but I'm seeing many of you are not quite yet. But this is where we're heading. Something more stable, something secure, where we're wanting to live a more natural life, connected more to the earth and to all the elements, just wanting to be a natural person and maybe even take time out or breaks from technology or social media or just I'm seeing someone who wants to watch Netflix before bed or something like that. Maybe instead of doing that, you're journaling before bed or you're reading, the Four Agreements or some sort of self-help or self-development or spiritual book, something that's actually going to enhance your life. When I did that Moldavite reading, because I got my Moldavite the other day, and when I did a reading, kind of showing the Moldavite, talking about it, we got the fact that a lot of people are just kind of going to start releasing their vices, things that they used as a crutch to not have to face their inner demons, or I'm bored, let me fill this boredom with something to do, like watch Netflix or, whatever, insert bad habit here. Not to say that Netflix is a bad habit, but, if it's keeping us from growing or taking up a significant part of our lives, that can become sort of a crutch or something that's sort of holding us back. We need to take our power back and realize, be very conscious and very mindful of where you're putting your attention, your time, your effort. Because if you're doing a lot of things or giving your attention away to a lot of other people's drama, a lot of other people's gossip, what does that have to do with you? What does that have to, and in that pick a card, the example I used was watching like the housewives of insert name of town here. I don't watch any of that kind of stuff. I used to, and I'm talking years ago, like 2015, I used to watch like that Kardashian show and all of that. But once I had that big, massive, spontaneous Kundalini awakening, I'm like, why? Why am I giving so much of my life force, attention, time, energy into this? And not to say they're bad people or anything, but it's not my life. I can't relate at all. Like, I do not live that lifestyle. I mean, that curious part of me, that Gemini moon with Rahu conjunction in me, was like, I'm going to see how the other side lives, of course. But when I was noticing, I was spending upwards of 6 hours a day with the TV on and, various states of folding laundry, watching TV, cooking dinner, watching TV, cleaning and doing other chores and watching TV. It's like, I don't want to do that anymore, because where we project our attention is a currency. They don't say you pay attention for no reason. Words are spells. That's why they call it spelling, right, you guys? We are paying our life force, our energy. I'm getting major chills, you guys. I'm preaching. We're just paying a lot of our life force to, whatever it is we're putting our attention into. So do you want to pay attention to those housewives of so-and-so? Or do you want to pay attention to your own spiritual growth, to your own relationships, to your own family? Again, the Netflix thing, the TV show thing, that was just one example. You can apply this to all sorts of different areas of your life. You guys are going to be questioning with this Queen of Pentacles. You're going to be questioning, is where I'm putting my attention and effort, is this putting me in alignment or into the path of who I know myself to be on a soul level, or is this lining up with my highest potential? And again, that's not to say that you do all this inner work, this shadow work, this self-development stuff, and then you reward yourself or decide, I'm going to watch one episode of my show. I would say that is perfectly awesome. It's just a lot of us who get so out of balance with binging shows, or even I would at times binge different, I would just have to constantly be reading. If I wasn't cleaning, cooking, talking to my kids, talking to my husband, doing something, I would have my nose in a book. It's like, we just need some time to just be present in the boredom of life sometimes. And just allowing yourself to be out in nature. I think, again, with the 2 Pentacle cards that we have received here for this, what this is bringing for us, this is our call. For some of us, it's calling us out. I try to get out as much as I can, but today it's raining. I do have baseball tonight, maybe, possibly, probably going to be canceled though. But, where are we spending our time? Is it out in nature if we can? Because that would be a really beautiful place to do it. Of course, do it safely. If it's really hot where you are and where you're locked down in quarantine, or there's something going on in that regard, of course, be safe about it. Use your best judgment. But those of us that have the access to the outdoors, we need to utilize it even more. But also our third card we got was the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, what better card? I mean, this is what's ultimately coming for us if we can do this shadow work, if we can ground our ideas into reality, if we can take back our presence, get back in the present moment, be mindful of where our attention is going. This will be our reward. This will be our outcome. The Ten of Pentacles isn't just financial abundance, although it can also include that. So for some of you, this could look like you shifting jobs, changing career focuses, or taking up a side hustle that's something you're very passionate about. Because remember, we are stepping out of the mundane, humdrum, must do this to get ahead. We are stepping into things that make us feel purposeful. So some of you may keep your 9-to-5 job, but then also start some sort of little side business where you feel very fulfilled and very purposeful, crocheting or creating little trinkets or, whatever. Insert dream here. Some of you are taking it to the streets, so to speak, and making your dreams an actual reality. And I keep seeing my screen kind of not freeze, but kind of slow down a little. So I hope you guys can see me. Change of jobs. So if you guys are here looking for that change of jobs, remember what that Alice & Co video, we're done. We're done being in and participating in a career that does not fuel our deepest desires and purposes. Put that information in there, your thing, before you rip it up and burn it, or put it in the toilet and flush it, or bury it, or however you want to transmute or alchemize that energy. Put that in your thing. If you want to change relationships, change jobs, change locations, move to your dream location, or whatever it is, whatever your dreams and goals are. Of course, you can write those on a separate piece of paper, but right now, especially, we're focusing on what we need to release, what we need to move on from, what is holding us back. That's what we're doing, because this is what we're moving into when we can release what's not serving us. Picture it like a jar. Say you have a jar full of pennies and you keep adding pennies to it, and the pennies in this case will be representative of things that just aren't serving our highest good, just for this term of this example. So we keep putting things that aren't really serving us, watching our Netflix shows, drinking 4 cups of coffee instead of just 1, all the things. I'm calling myself out too. I'm not perfect. I am not perfect. But, all the little vices and, things we have that we do. We're putting that currency, so to speak, in this jar. But when we can dump this jar out and examine what actually needs to be here, what is serving my highest good, we're going to realize maybe only 4 or 5 of those pennies out of that whole jar even belong here. So we put those back, and then we have all this room. I know, right? Coffee is necessary, Amanda. Don't come for me. I know. It was February 2017. I had to let go of my coffee, although I do have it about once every 2 or 3 months. Just when I'm out and about, and I always get decaf. But yeah, after the stuff that I just intuitively knew about coffee and how it was affecting my adrenal glands and just my life in general, I didn't even have that big of a detox to just let it go. And I instead replaced it, because that's the thing, you guys. When we have a habit or something, we can't just let that habit go. We need to replace it with something so we don't feel shortchanged, so to speak. Like my pun with the example we're using. But you want to replace it with something. So in my case, I replaced it with tea. Tea that is decaf tea and, a better for my body, basically. But back to our example of the jar with a couple pennies in the bottom. How much room do we now have to fill it with things that are actually purposeful and meaningful and amazing and going to really put us on the path of what we want? We cannot, again, going back to another example I use once in a while, is you have a muddy jar of water, and you have a pristine jar of water that's just clear and clean and beautiful. But it's like our vices, the things, the limiting beliefs we have, that kind of muddies our beautiful water. So the more we can clear that out, do the shadow work, we won't have to carry that heavy burden of our shadows, of our past, of our wounds and our traumas with us into all of our beautiful new pristine water that we are, on our road to manifesting, you guys. Okay, so for our Moonology cards, yes, and look at this. Of course, we're at the full moon in Scorpio, but look, it's the new moon in Scorpio energy. So it's almost like as a result of us doing our work, it's going to come full circle, because new moon is an opposite full moon, right? We're working through our fears. And I think I had remembered talking about, there is nothing to fear. False evidence appearing real. So we can dive into wherever Scorpio is in our chart, or of course, if you're Western astrology, dive into your Sagittarius placement, and also directly opposite. So Sagittarius, Gemini, or for Vedic, it'd be Scorpio and Taurus. dive into that axis. For me, it's the second house and eighth house. Find where that is in your chart for some additional homework, and you can figure out what that means for you. But we are working through our fears. This is going to help us get where we want to be. Also, a new romantic cycle begins with this new moon in Libra card. So for many of us, either single or coupled up, it's always a good time for a new romantic cycle to come online, because even those of us in long-term relationships, things can get stale, stagnant, stuck, and there just might be a call to spice things up in some way, or to go, if you're coupled up and you always go to the same restaurant, maybe try a different restaurant. Just that small little change in your day-to-day norm can really help you just see things from a new perspective, beautiful. But those of my singles here, you really are doing this inner work. And as a result of that, like I always say, you are one half of every relationship that you are in. So the more, pristine and beautiful you can get your own energy, you're going to attract that same, element in someone that's coming online on deck for you. And those of you clearing out I'm seeing someone now in the chat here that has maybe had 2 or 3 significant relationships where you're like, every single one I go for is a narcissist, or every single one I go for is someone who just totally puts me through the ringer, and not in a good way. It's because the universe keeps sending you the same person in a different body, basically, to help you learn your lesson and overcome your lesson. And when you've learned that lesson, you no longer will have to bring someone of that caliber online for you. You can go to someone who's actually going to serve you rather than, hinder you in some way. But again, all problems or hindrances are actually opportunities to grow, right? That's how we're going to look at it. Also, so this is really speaking back to that Taurus. So yes, I know that this eclipse is happening in Scorpio in the full moon. So it's the full moon of Scorpio. Opposite would be the new moon. So when the moon actually goes to new moon status, when does someone know the date of the next new moon? It'll be about 2 weeks from now, give or take a day or two. But this is when you're going to really have some sort of aha moment or epiphany. And I'm really being directed to these 2 cards for that to be happening. You're gaining that clarity. Because, of course, during these next few weeks, June 8th, thank you so much, Peggy. So for these next couple weeks, many of us still may feel like we're in the spin cycle of confusion, of loneliness, of I don't know what to do. And that's okay. Just allow yourself to be. Whatever comes up, feel it. Whatever you're in, wherever your focus is being called, just know it's for a reason, because you are closing out these cycles. And again, it takes a little bit of time for us to go, remember the overlapping of energies that I was talking about earlier. We are here. So this energy is going to have to kind of overlap with the old falling out and the new coming in. It's going to overlap for a little while, at least 2 weeks, if not closer to a month. But 2 weeks out, around the time of the new moon, you might see some of the stuff that you released and alchemized during this full moon eclipse today, the ritual that we were talking about. You might see that some of that stuff has fallen out of your life, or these habits that you're trying to put to bed. You're like, wow, I don't crave a cigarette, or wow, I'm only drinking 1 cup of coffee instead of 7. These are just easy examples, because a lot of people have these vices. So I'm not trying to call you out, Peggy. I love you, dear. But yes, we know what we need to stop doing and what we need to start doing. It's easier said than done, right? So many of you have already been on this journey to health, to wellness, to happiness, to abundance. Many of you have already been on that journey. But a new start, it is a coming. Look at this, new moon energy. About 2 weeks from now, you're going to really have this, I just heard the word effervescent, like things feel clearer. Again, we're gaining that clarity, but again, this to me feels like it's at least a month out when we really have this sense of clarity. But wow, you guys, this is powerful. I didn't expect, yes, it's Scorpio, so anything goes in Scorpio, but I didn't think we were going to get this deep and dive this far into it, but I absolutely love what we're getting here. So do the work so you can get in on the benefits of what this is trying to offer you. Spirit is trying to offer you something so great. So now is the time to do the work and dive in and just let it all hang out. Of course, in a safe and find a safe place to be vulnerable. I don't just say, in the middle of the work office, just to wail it all out right there, because you might get a couple of weird looks from people. But yes, Pika Lee is excited. I am excited too, you guys. We need this as a collective, as humans on Earth. We really need this, and we deserve it. because, we've been at this grind. Many of us starseeds, light workers, earth angels, we've been at this grind for lifetimes, and we are ready to see some change and just see some positivity for once in our lives, right? Am I right? Absolutely, I'm right. I know I'm right. At least for me, I know I'm ready for some change. All right, you guys. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to catch up on a couple of chat stuff because I kind of went all in. I'm going to do some housekeeping on those who have donated. If you're just now checking in, the first 39 minutes of this live stream were dedicated to breaking down this eclipse energy, and then we did a collective read for all of us who would watch then and on the replay. I picked up everybody's energies, and we are operating, excuse me while I reach into my bra, we're operating under the advice of Moldavite, which is all about transformation during the Scorpio full moon. And again, if you follow Western astrology and you want to consider this a Sagittarius full moon, absolutely do that, because whatever resonates most for you, that's what's gonna, that's where your attention should be. Woo! But that collective card reading, that was for all of us. For you Western and sidereal lovers alike, we're in it to win it. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go catch up with the chat. I think KDR is gonna be the one starting us out today. So KDR, you can go ahead and post your question. I'm just gonna scroll back up and take a drink of water. Just want to catch up on your guys' comments during our breakdown of the eclipse energies. Okay, so yeah, you share germs around your house too, Peggy. Yeah, it's just a thing that happens when you're a mom. I mean, that just happens. Heard that people should make sure to protect their energy tonight. Yes, Kim, that is such a valid point. Absolutely. Do any protection rituals, or carry your grounding crystals, protection crystals. Do whatever you need. A lot of people like to stay home. They even say if the eclipse is visible in your area, like the ancients and the Native American tribes, they would actually sit that out. They would not try to peer at the eclipse. They would sit it out and go within and put, blankets over the windows and just let that energy transpire. They say if you're pregnant, don't get out in that eclipse time, like during the actual eclipse of it. Don't be out and about under the light of that eclipse. Just, I guess these are old superstitions or, things that have happened. Magical Indigo's trying to buy one. Scorpio rising. Scorpio sun, Mercury, and Venus. That's so cool, Jaden. Last 2 to 3 days getting a strange feeling in my heart. Kind of sad, but cannot understand the reason. Is it due to the full moon eclipse? Absolutely, Gitaleka. Yeah, we've really been feeling this energy for, I would say, at least 2 weeks. It's usually 2 weeks before, during, and then 2 weeks out of that eclipse. It's about a month long where you're really feeling the intensity of the eclipse. And I find, just for me personally, a lot of times during the eclipse, the day of the eclipse isn't as powerful to me as like the week before and the week after. It's so weird how that is. I don't know. Hello, Cheyenne. Gonna manifest something in 2 hours yesterday. Wow, that's awesome. And Kim will be moving into her new house this weekend. That's so cool. Ooh, I feel this. Definitely feeling the change. Pika Lee, yes. Jaden moved to the new house yesterday. Was in a bad environment. So grateful to be out. That is awesome. And Pika Lee donated. Yes, yes. You may see some northern lights tonight too. Getting a solar storm tonight. Yeah, so if you're in the northern area, sometimes here in Montana we can see those northern lights, and I always consider it a major treat when I get to see them. It's such a gift from the heavens. I love it. Switching epochs on Katie's birthday. Yes, yes. Let's see. I'm trying to skim as quick as I can so we can get into the readings. Oh, Olivia is here. I look forward. I was going to send out our confirmation email for tomorrow's reading, Olivia. So I'm excited. I'm excited to meet you over on Zoom tomorrow. All right. So, yes, we've got lots of cool stuff going on here. Oh, dang, that resonated. I've been meditating and reading more lately, also taking time to watch the sunset. Yes, Pika Lee, I saw your comment about that. That's so cool. You've seen a lot of cool stuff in the sky since your last reading. I love that. There's more to come, though. I just heard Spirit say. Woo! This resonates so much with what we've been talking about here. Yes, Peggy, I love it. I love it. Gemini rising sign, Pisces moon, Aries, Gemini use their mind. Yes. And I'm an Aries sun and a Gemini moon per Vedic astrology. So I'm feeling it. Focusing on, preach Amanda, yes. Focusing on what helps you grow resonates with me. I'm supposed to study tonight, but I might want to watch Netflix. LOL. Yeah. I mean, it's just so easy to do, isn't it? It really is. And again, we are having a human experience, so we should not completely deprive ourselves of the things that make us happy. I mean, if your favorite show, in my case, The Office, sometimes just putting an episode of that on just really brightens my day because I feel like I know those characters and I already know the story, so it's very comforting to me. I know what I'm in for. There's no surprise. Like, I love that. So once in a while, these things are definitely okay. Howdy, everyone. I'm so thankful for your reading, Amanda and Katie R. Thank you so much, Amber. Good to see you. I claim change of jobs, Pika Lee. Yes. My dream is to be an artist, and you go for your dream. You do it. Make it happen. Do you still follow Human Designs? I have not looked into that for probably 2 years, but like it's still on my back burner list of things I want to know more about, Kim. I definitely want to look more into human design, but like the stuff I did learn about my own different gates and all of that, like I was like, whoa, this is so real. Like, I can't believe it. They know me better than I know myself. Yeah, Pika Lee is a Libra. Woo! I'm doing well, Claudia. I hope you're doing well as well. I see you've donated. We will update our little list here momentarily. Making you excited. Yes, let's get excited. It's okay for us to be excited through this transformation. It's so good. It's so good to finally, I just see it like fleas on our back that we are just shaken off for good. Like we really are. How long does it take for donation to post? Your donation, if you already made it, should be over here. Amber, I see it. I see it over here. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up my list here in just one moment. Kim had to go. Goodbye. Have a good one, Kim. I hope you have a beautiful day. Peggy is excited. She's here for this. Hello, Brianna. Yes, let's dance. You explained a lot of unexplained stuff I was feeling recently. Thanks. Oh, I'm so glad that helped. Hope you're doing well today. I really am. Thank you. Does my mom fear of suffocation have? Okay, so we have your question posted. Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and what I'm gonna do, Katie, I'm gonna go ahead and get my list all finalized here, at least with who I've got currently, and then we're gonna dive right in to your question, Katie. All right, so we've got here Pika Lee, and then Amber, and then Kat, and then Claudia. And thanks again, everyone, for your donations. And as always, all of your lovely donations do go to help my mom, whose house burned down in July of 2019. She's still living in a little camper, so every donation helps get her that much closer to her forever home. She sounds like a foster pet. Let's get her forever home. All right. She would probably like that joke. She loves dogs. Jasmine Ridley, and then Kat again. So we've got 2 from Kat. So I will add X2 behind your name. And we're going to dive in. Copy my list so that I can post it and save it. And green light, go. Okay. Does my mom's fear of suffocation have a past life origin? I won't tell her because I don't want to give her anxiety. I just want to know because I'm a curious person and I like past life readings. Okay. Let's get into it. Oh, thank you so much, Joy. That's so sweet. If you want to, when this posts to my channel, or you can kind of scroll back if you see the little red line along the bottom of this live, the first basically 39 or so minutes of the live stream, we really get into this eclipse energy and I break it down. And then we do a collective reading for all of us watching now or on the replay. We really tap into our collective energies, not the collective as in the whole of humanity, but our small little high vibe tribe collective energies and what this means for us specifically. And it was powerful. So you guys can either watch that when this posts to my channel on the replay or scrub back to the beginning and watch it in like 2 times speed so you can get caught up if you would like. It's always an option. Okay, let me just make sure. Okay. Yeah, absolutely it is okay to defend yourself and you want to keep your vibe up and also need your respect. Absolutely, Magical Indigo. Absolutely. Her name is Cindy, if that helps. That's interesting because my friend Cindy actually called right as I was doing my meditation, getting ready for the live. That is so cool. Okay, let's find out about this past life connection to feeling of suffocation for Katie R's mom, Cindy. Cindy's fear of suffocation have a past life connection? Okay. Wow. So we have here the Fool. So this is interesting. I don't think your mom has had a lot of past lives, which is something I haven't gotten a lot lately in my channel. They're showing me already that this had to do with the fact that this is an Akashic record that she kind of downloaded. So it's almost like, okay, take Brad Pitt, for example. Brad Pitt is an actor, and he took on the role of Louis in Interview with a Vampire, right? So he kind of downloaded or read the script for Louis to be able to play that role. And when that role was over, he went back to being Brad Pitt, right? So they're almost showing me that she tapped into, from the Akashic records, lifetimes where she was suffocated, and has this fear during this incarnation because there's something she's learning from it. But she didn't actually have a life where she was suffocated, at least not that they're showing us. They're showing her as someone who is very close to source, someone who has very few incarnations, under 10, which I have never, outside of some kids that I know, I've never picked up on an adult in my life that has had that few incarnations. That's pretty unheard of. Because we are usually in it to win it, incarnating over and over and over. So she's what you'd consider a new soul or a fresher soul. So she may still be living a pretty hard life or had a hard childhood, because she's just not used to this at all. And they're almost showing me too, she may have had a near experience when she was a baby. Okay, Spirit, thank you. Where she was a baby in her crib and the blanket was a little too close to her face, but her guide stepped in to pull her away before anything major happened. So she could also be tapping into her early life experience of the Fool energy we picked up. But yeah, her parents, it looks like that was one close call. Her parents were pretty good about making sure nothing was by her face when she was a baby. Yeah, you've always felt like more than of a seasoned soul than her. Yeah, and it makes sense. That's exactly what we got. I have major chills, you guys. I don't know if it's because of this Moldavite or what is happening here. But yeah, you are a veteran soul compared to your mom. But that's not to say she isn't very spiritual and powerful, because she is very, very fresh from source, basically. So she's been there. So she's a lot like these new children that are coming in that have had very few incarnations, or if they've had incarnations, they've had few on Earth because they're more high vibrational. And then there are those seasoned star seeds of us that like to come back for more torture lifetime after lifetime in the third dimensional realm, because we've got like our own little beef or agenda with the controllers of this planet. We want to liberate it. Yes, I know, right, Jaden? I'm exhausted too at times, really, for sure. All right, so Just Sandy, my dear, you are next, and hopefully we can deliver you some awesome guidance today. And then Get to Lekka, you will be on deck, my dear, with your 2 questions. So I'm just going to recopy my list. So we got it here. This is what we're working with. So awesome. Sandy, you are up. I'm going to take a drink of water. I have to call Boston to come refill my water because I am thirsty today. How do I do the private readings? Basically, you email me. This is the only place I am offering private readings. So if you see, there's been a lot of scammers in different tarot readers' channels. This is the only place you can inquire about. Just a second. Make sure I spell it right. Done photo design. Okay. Email me directly. And also my email is in the description below, but you got to remove the spaces because spammers. But that is where you will inquire about the information, pricing, all that. And yeah, that's where you're at. 1 second. Another drink of water. And I am booking into about middle of June right now. So just kind of consider, if you're wanting a reading, I am about 2 to 3 weeks out. So if you inquire today, it'll be at least 2 to 3 weeks from now when we're going to be able to schedule you. I mean, if it's an complete emergency and you definitely need guidance, we could probably figure something out. But that's just my regular schedule. So, okay. Sandy is wanting to buy the house I'm renting next to my best friend. The landlord is helping me buy it, but I need to come up with $5,000 to raise my credit score. What does Spirit say? Okay. What does Spirit say about this for Sandy wanting to buy this place and come up with $5,000? All right, what does Spirit say for Sandy wanting to buy this house and needing to come up with some money? this is funny. It's like making new friends. Like, make some new friends. I don't think they mean it like that, though. This to me feels like they're really, there may be a new avenue or new way to actually purchase this property than what you're trying to have happen. Or maybe there's they're just showing me like a river rerouting itself. Like, there's another way to go here. Let's see. Positive expectations. Okay, so keeping a really positive expectation about the fact, because here's what's going on, Sandy. It feels to me, especially with this eclipse energy going on, this confusion you've been feeling, it's like your place in the world has kind of shaken up, or you don't feel as stable or secure as you had maybe even a month, 2 months, 3 months ago. But just keep the faith, keep those positive expectations. The reason things are kind of shaking up at your foundation for you is because there's something better for you. Not to say that you can't buy the place you're in, but it almost feels like there's something better, either like a way of going about buying it or different terms to the agreement that you can have to buy it. Or Spirit's also showing me like a green light in a whole new direction to be able to buy something completely different. If that hasn't even been on your radar, maybe that's something to consider as well. But when you do solidify this, where you're going to be living and buying, you're going to be able to be at a place either energetically or physically where you're going to be able to make some new friends. This could even be spirit guides, spirit team, like more of your spirit team. You feel more connected to your own guides, your own angels. And we had some stuff hit the deck. Let me grab it. The pendulum dropped and the card fell. Okay, I did not put those pendulums the right way, so they keep falling. Wow, yeah, there's fate at hand, the fates. This is a fated or destined thing to be happening for you right now. The number 17, that adds up to an 8. So as a result of you taking charge of your own spiritual path, really diving into your spirit, like your spiritual side, getting introspective, really figuring out and going internal, figuring out what is it I want to do. Because a lot of us think, even especially if we have like a long-term plan, something we've been working toward for years or months, a lot of times, sometimes along the way, we kind of lose sight of, why do I want this? Why do I want to accomplish this goal? Why am I trying to manifest this thing or have this thing happen? And sometimes we may find along the way that maybe we don't want exactly what we wanted before in the same way. Maybe we want the same thing, but maybe not in the same way. Spirit's showing me, Sandy, there is a lot of confusion around you, and I can feel the energy of it. It's very frenetic. Like, I don't know. I thought I wanted this, but now I don't know. I don't know. It does feel to me like you're getting clarity, though, probably by the new moon, which would be around June 8th. That's what we kind of got in that collective reading. Getting clarity around the time of the new moon and the next couple weeks after the new moon. Because look, once again, there is nothing for you to worry about at all here, hun. At all. Nothing at all to worry about. Of course, it's just knowing how you're getting from point A to point B. That's the scary thing, but that's the thing that Spirit's in charge of, Spirit's in control of. You have a rainbow after the storm. You have all the abundance and finances that you will need to make your dream happen. When you moved here 2 years ago, I knew that I was to be here. Okay, if you are still really, really firm in that knowing, then you will make this happen. Absolutely, you will. You will, for sure. But Spirit's showing me there is maybe another place, another property, another, it looks like a double wide trailer. I don't know if that's where you're at now, but they're showing me a double wide, and it's like home sweet home is like above the door. Like, not like as a sign, but like Spirit's letting me know this is meant to be Sandy's home. I don't know if that's where you're currently at, but they're like, this is it. But they're showing me where you're at now, there's also another option. So you don't have to feel pigeonholed into, well, this is what I want, this is what I think I want, I have to settle for this. No. there is another option. But if this place you're at, Sandy, is your forever home, oh, that is where you live. Okay, so if you know that, like then keep those positive expectations that you will be able to find a way to come up with that 5,000 to make this dream a reality. Make your wish, make it happen. That's what they're showing me, Sandy. So let's see. Any advice on how to create this $5,000? So they're maybe showing me they're showing me you actually have this 5,000 basically sitting maybe even in, crystals or stones that you could have an auction that could help finance this 5,000 that you're looking to do. Woo! We got one coming out. What do we have? We have here, reflect on pride and ego. So let's just read the back. So acknowledging that negative pride causes more harm and suffering to relationships and to your overall life than can be measured. Notice where you're losing power because of false pride and recognize that it's poison to your spirit and thus you're healing. Your goal, to reflect on matters of pride and the ego. So to me, this really does feel like just really diving into, do I want this from a place of ego? Again, like I need this so that I can prove to other people I'm good enough, or, ego-based lines of thinking. Do your own kind of deep dive into that to see what does ego thinking look like for Sandy? Or is this like a soul thing? And to me, I do feel like it is a soul thing, because with this Fates card here, you are destined to be wherever it is that you end up. You absolutely are. And following that divine guidance and keeping those positive expectations, that's going to be what gets you there. But also really reflecting on that ego part that maybe wants, sitting around the house in stones and equipment. Yeah, and you can actually sell that stuff and turn a nice profit for exactly what it is you want to do. But surrender to the divine is on the back of the deck. Look at another rainbow. You're taken care of, Sandy. There's absolutely nothing, zero, for you to worry about. You are taken care of. You're guided. You're directed. You have the money sitting in your around your home. You already have the money. It's just a matter of turning the goods, the crystals, the equipment that you can kind of do without. You can transform that, give someone that stone, that equipment that could really utilize it and love it and take good care of it. And in return, you get the finances that you can use to invest in your own security, your own stability, your own future. And that's not to say that if you have to sell off certain crystals or equipment that you really hold near and dear. Spirit's showing me that anything meant for you, Sandy, it will come back around and you will get what you need and what you deserve. Look at this though, the surrender to the divine. Identify one fear that you need to surrender unconditionally into the hands of the divine. So that would be your need for security and being able to be where you want to be. So surrendering that to the divine with the emphasis on unconditional. So surrender unconditionally. And again, unconditional is kind of the opposite of ego, because the ego is all about making conditions. I will love you if. I will do this for you if. You're putting down the conditions. You're surrendering to that and emphasis on the unconditional. This prayer can truly change your entire life. Your goal, to lift the burden of fear from your soul. And remember our collective reading at the beginning, Sandy. We are releasing those fears, or some of us facing those deepest fears, so that we can alchemize or transmute those into something that's actually going to serve us. Because we got the word surrender a couple times. I'm pulling Sandy a surrender card. Is there anything Sandy can surrender during this transition time and being able to come up with this money? Anything she can surrender? Here it is. We've got surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. And look, she's staring herself right in the mirror. This is limiting beliefs. I don't think this ego involved is anything like, I want this property to be better than this person. No. This is you just feeling you don't deserve to have your property. Maybe even if it's on a subconscious level, there's these limiting beliefs that you are surrendering. You're releasing the feeling of, maybe even if, Sandy, if you grew up having this sense of security ripped out from under you from time to time, or you just never really had that stable home life growing up, you're moving on from that. And what's going on with your home situation right now, it's coming full circle, so you can release it and move forward and know the rest of your life will be the most stable of your life. But let's read this here. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar in your life. Woo! That is powerful, Sandy. So you may have to actually go back and watch this reading a couple times to really let it all saturate and sink in for you. We're currently at the 1 hour and 4 minute mark. We probably started this around the 54-minute mark if I had to guess. So when this posts to my channel, you guys, all of you asking questions, you can definitely go in when this posts and make a comment with your own timestamp. If you would like me to call out the timestamp before we start your reading, just let me know. I would love to do that so it makes your job a little easier. So you don't have to watch through the whole thing or scrub through it at the end to find and then post your timestamp. I can absolutely do that for you. If you remind me, I don't always remember. So remind me before your reading and I can absolutely do that for all of you. So I hope that resonated, Sandy. You may be thinking too much. Yes. This really is a perfect house for me. That's beautiful. So you already know what you want. And by golly, you're going to get it, Sandy. You really are. Yeah, you just kind of surrender that monkey mind. Maybe doing a meditation, a root chakra meditation. That'll really get you grounded. Especially if you can do that meditation out in nature with your bare feet on the ground. Even more powerful. So... and maybe find one of your grounding crystals around your home and hold it as you do your meditation to know that you are safe, you are calm, you are protected, you are guided, and all of the above. All right. We just decided to stay where we are currently living instead of moving. Oh, yeah. And some people are deciding that right now. It's like some people are kind of hunkering down where they're at because... you guys, this eclipse here is just the start. This is just the start of all these big blessed changes that this world. There are many systems, you guys, that are crumbling or about to crumble, or the writing is on the wall that they will crumble in the very near future. Our government system. Here's a fun fact, and I know I've said this before, but some of you may not have heard me say it the first time. It's been a while since I've said it, but since what we would consider, modern history or just recorded history, the longest standing government was around 250 years, since Roman times, basically. The longest standing government has only lasted 250 years. Guess how many years the U.S. government has been in operation? Anyone? 245. 5 years from, this would be the longest running government. I think the writing's on the wall that this government system is going to collapse. Again, that doesn't have to look like all-out total anarchy and chaos, but at the same time, it's making room with this epoch shift, with the age of Aquarius, with all of this. We are going into something that will support and help more people, especially with the raising of consciousness on this planet. People are leveling up, and people want something more supportive for the greater good and for the individual. It's like win-win outcome. We need to find a new way of being and operating, and this ain't it, sis. What we're operating in now, that just ain't it. So yeah, we're gonna come together somehow, some way, and really shift and turn these systems on their head and really make them work for the people rather than the corporations and the people that stand in power to gain more and more and more from the backs and the work of those that they are governing. And government. Govern means control, and ment means mind. Mind control. Very interesting. Remember, words are spells, you guys. Words are spells. So stop saying good morning. Say grand rising. Because morning is something you do when you're sad, right? And when I wake up in the day and I see the sun shining and I have another day with my heart beating and I'm on this beautiful earth, there's nothing to mourn about that, for me anyway. So grand rising, that's what I like to say. All right, enough of my rambling. Let's get to Lekka's question. And if you would like me to call out the timestamp, we've got 1 hour and 8 minutes on the dot for you, Get to Lekka. So question 1, why did I meet Ashwin Mathurya, and I might not be saying that right, in this life? This connection is very strange and not like normal connections. Ooh, I like this. Let's find out why you met Ashwin. Why did Get to Lekka and Ashwin meet? This is not a normal connection. It's very strange. Why did they meet? Wow, clear the air, distant thunder. So there is a bit of a karmic reason for your meeting this person, but this to me does not feel like bad karma, like past karma coming back to bite ya. This feels like good karma. Maybe past lives you guys had struggled really deeply together. I just heard the word trauma bonding. So maybe you trauma bonded with this person in a past life, multiple past lives, where you guys had to kind of come together to make it through. You guys were incarnated as family members, brother, sister, 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 brother, brother, a lot of the time, even cousins a lot of the time, or really close friends a lot of the time, living in the same village. But this is a lifetime where you're going to be able to come together, at least energetically, if not physically, and create something really beautiful, at least in the vibration of your body and Ashwin's body, but also ripples out into the people around you. So I don't know if you met this person through your work or through some sort of thing, like a like-minded thing where you guys both show up to the same place for a specific reason. Could be school, could be work, could be, I don't know, even a spiritual type of thing. Not sure how you met this person, but they're showing me something like-minded. And I just got home from my dental appointment. I will be logging into work soon. I just wanted to thank you all for the likes, subscribes, donations, and support. I love you all. We love you too, Mom. What else? Why did Ashwin and Yitaleka meet in this life? Only met him once in 2013 while traveling and work. Okay, so there we go. For work, I did point out work, but in the flow, everything is smooth sailing. So this was divinely orchestrated. So in this life, to me, it does feel, because remember when I said energetically at the very least. So just the two of you meeting, it almost like sent a spark or a trigger to from your higher self to your bodies, to your energetic field, to your aura, to really figure out, to trigger the purpose within you is kind of what I'm trying to say. So it's like the two of you meeting did create a spark or a trigger for both of you to then go your ways and do great things in the world and really step into your spirituality as well. But everything is smooth sailing. So from the time you met this person, that does not mean, oh, everything in life is honky-dory, smooth sailing from here on out. But as a result of this meeting, you're working your way toward smoother sailing in life is really what I see. They want me to grab also one from this deck. Ashwin and Yitaleka. Why did they meet? Anything else? Spirit. Netcaster, preparations come to fruition. I love this so much. And those preparations you made on a soul level in those past lives, it's all culminating in this life to come to fruition, to come back as really beautiful, good karma for both of you to have that spark within you that triggered each other. It's not like Ashwin came into your life to totally overhaul your life only. It's like both. You did the same for this person as well, even if you haven't heard from or seen them again. It still is very, you're still feeling the effects. And I think you do meet up with this person a lot in the astral realm or during the dream state. Even if you don't remember dreaming specifically about this person, you are having meetings with Ashwin's soul, other souls, like on a more higher self kind of vibe than your like regular 3D body. But you are doing a lot. And with the Netcaster, this is someone who, when you cast your net, it's like you kind of catch people in that net. I don't see this as a sister thing. To me, this is energetically, you're casting a wide net. And the fact that you two don't live in the same place is because your energy is very powerful, Yitaleka. So is Ashwin's. So you guys need to be a little spread out. And a perfect example in my life, my awesome cousin Tanya, she wants to move to my area. But life thing after life thing, situation and instance and happening after happening keep her where she's at over in Washington. And she wants to move here so badly. And I want her to move here so badly, but something is just keeping her there. And I got a download of information that her light is needed there. Missoula area, we're covered over here with myself and a couple other starseeds that I know that live here. We're covered. So yeah, we would love to bring on her light. Sure, absolutely. But the area she's currently in doesn't have enough light or needs her light in some way that she can't just pick up and leave. So those of you who feel stuck or no matter how hard you try to get out of where you're at and you can't, you're needed where you're at. It's as simple as that. Maybe your ego and your third dimensional self wants to move out of it yesterday, but your higher self knows better. It has that higher vantage point and perspective. But that's what they're showing me too with Ashwin is wherever he's at or she's at, I'm not sure the gender, and wherever you're at, Yitaleka, the fact that you're still separated, but you guys had such an impact in each other's lives, this was for your soul's evolution, basically. So I hope that resonated for your first question. So for your second question, he's the only person you spoke to about spirituality before I met you. We became friends, distant friends. Maybe we'll never meet again in life. Well, that's not to say you won't meet up again. I just don't ever see the two of you, at least in this incarnation, like residing in the same town or city. But that doesn't mean you guys can't visit each other and meet up again. Like you probably will be able to, because he is a definite soulmate, soul connection type of person for you. Absolutely. Again, soulmate doesn't always have to be romantic, although it can be. Basically, it's kind of up to you and just the energies that are shifting in your areas and the awakening of other people. It's almost like the more people that awaken, it kind of lets us off the hook. Those who have already awoken kind of lets us off the hook a little bit to just, live our lives and do what we want to do rather than what we were contracted to do, so to speak. Okay, so second question, why did I get the problem in my knees in childhood? Oh, we're at the 1 hour 15, almost 15 minute mark. 1 hour, 14 minutes, 55 seconds. Why did I get the problem in my knees in childhood? It shook up my life. No one else got the issue. I thought whether I'm normal or not in my early life, is it past life related? That's interesting because as a child, I was in a lot of sports and activities as a child, but I had these weird growing pains in my knees from probably about age 5, maybe even younger, but through my teenage years, kind of through those puberty years. And it was no joke and I normally would feel it at night, like trying to lay down and go to bed. So I don't know if the problem that you had was similar to what I'm having, but Spirit's showing me that instance for some reason. Let's find out what this means. Past life connection, or just what's going on with this problem in the knees and what it was trying to point out. Okay, wow. So we have the wolf moon hunger. So the number 27 adds up to an 11, which is all about awakening. So the fact that you had this problem in your knees, oh, it looks like Mo donated as well. Oh, Olivia, donation with no request. Sending you blessings of pure love and light. Thank you for your wisdom. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. We also have joyous balance. I'm not sure who that is here in the chat. But if you can let us know, I will add you as your chat name. And also Mo. Joyous. Sorry, we'll get right back into it. Oh, that's you, Joy. Okay, perfect. Joy Ferguson. And Mo Con. Awesome. There's our updated list. I will post this probably just right now since it's there. Let's do it. My patella got dislocated multiple times. Okay, so not the similar thing to what I had, but what this is showing me is this really made you present in your body. You awoken to not only your spiritual side. I mean, awakening is all about that spirituality, but a lot of times when we are suffering through chronic pain or illness, it makes us be very present in the body, because a lot of starseeds, a lot of light workers, we like to be all up here or, projected outwardly or upwardly, so to speak. And it's really hard for a lot of starseeds and light workers to feel grounded in their body or to want to remain in their body for long stretches of time. So a lot of times starseeds will acquire or have a long-term illness, chronic illness, an injury, or they keep getting injured to kind of make them get back present in the body. So that's what they're showing me, because you needed to be more present in your body, and this was one way that your soul wanted you to experience this, is to have some pain to keep you in the body. Because I think especially as a young child, like very young, you were all up in the clouds, way up in your head, daydreamer, but not sure. You definitely are a starseed, get to Leka. They're already like, yes, you are, absolutely you are. You've lived in many different realms, many different dimensions, many different, planets and constellations. This is not your first rodeo. Even here on Earth, you've been here time after time. Also, we have your gratitude. So this really did kind of force you to be grateful for those days that your knees didn't really hurt and that you were feeling really well. It really did teach you the sense of gratitude for, especially when you felt more healed in your body. You just felt so grateful that, wow, okay, I can actually walk today really well, or run, or whatever the case may be. But it really did create a change in your life. It really put you on a whole different trajectory than maybe where you would have been if you didn't have that starting out pain in your knee like that. But yeah, let's ask for past life connection, because I do see an injury in a past life, but I'm not sure of the details. I do see like a sword involved. So this could have been, pre-medieval times, possibly. Actually, I just heard the word Indochina. So I don't know if there was some sort of war or battle. It does feel like you were male in that life. Okay, wow. So this had to do with something about finances, trying to overthrow one form of government or rule to conquer it and take all the riches, all the stuff. You were not like integral in that. You were just kind of one of the soldiers or people on the battlefield that were fighting for these other rulers to try to take these other rulers over. Indochina, though, that's the word I keep getting. So maybe there was some sort of particular battle during the times of when Indochina was a thing. I don't know much about even the timeline or time frame of that history to even know, but it had to do with changing of riches and power from one form of rule or government to a whole other. And you were injured in that life, taken out at the knees with a sword. So they're showing me that one leg was actually completely severed, and in that lifetime it was the right leg. So I don't know if the right leg is where you had the injury in this life, or if it was in this life on the left side to try to balance it out. But that might be an indication. But the right side is the more masculine side. The left side is the more feminine side. So, that helps both legs. Okay, so that makes sense. So they're really pointing out the right leg in that past life was where the pain, the thing actually happened. You had that amputated, or it was severed on the spot or on site. And you didn't, in that life, you didn't live much longer. I see about 6 months after, because you kept getting these chronic infections within the leg. But you had a cut on both. Like, it cut across both, but it completely severed the right leg and was amputated. And then the wound, this is really interesting. So the right leg, yes, was completely severed, but they got that one like all cauterized and under control. The infection went away, but it was the left leg that they couldn't get that infection under control. That's what actually caused your demise in that lifetime. All right, so yeah, kind of a weird past life to tap into, but I think that is part of why. And maybe you're even closing out some karma from that specific life somewhere during the Indochina times, wherever that was. I'm assuming Indonesia and China were, maybe not, maybe it wasn't Indonesia, I don't know. See, again, I don't know enough about the history to be able to let my own self take it and run, so I don't know. All right, so I hope that resonated for you, Gitaleka. But we've got Pika Lee, and she's already got her question. So Amber, Leper, you're on deck, and then Kat ×2, you are after Amber. So Pika Lee wants to know, let me copy my list, post it here. Oh my God, I'm very peace-loving, interesting that I've fought battles, thank you. Yeah, and a lot of times I like to say, because I'm the very same way, but I have tapped into lifetimes where I was not such a good person. We play all roles. If we can feel this, complete peace-loving, and we know that we are a peaceful person and we love peace, it's probably almost always because we experienced the other side of that, where we were not so peaceful, not so loving. But again, I don't see you as the orchestrator of this. It's just you had to go into battle because you were a male of a certain age, and that was just what happened. And you just had to go whether you wanted to or not. And the fact that you were so easily taken out, it probably tells me in that life that you didn't want to be involved, but there you were. All right. Any messages from Spirit for Pika Lee? I saw a beautiful rainbow on 524 right from my balcony. I've also been very drawn to the moon and watching the sky. I'm also not sure if I saw a portal too yesterday. Ooh, yes. Well, I know your last reading was all about talking about birds and messengers from heaven and watching the sky, maybe even seeing some sort of amazingness in the sky. So maybe you did tap into that. We're going to get into moonology to start, because because we're talking moon, and we'll get that Queen of the Moon oracle out as well. All right, so they want me to take that bottom one that kind of went sideways. What else? All right. Wow. Look. Of course, we're at the full moon eclipse. This would be more the solar eclipse. So we have the solar eclipse coming up on the new moon, which would be June 8th, I do believe. So new moon eclipse, this is coming up 2 weeks from now. But between now and then, expect some powerful change. And also after, expect some powerful change. This is really shaking things up in that Scorpio and Taurus axis of your Vedic chart, or your Sagittarius Gemini axis of a Western chart, whichever one you follow. But it's saying adjustments are required. So as far as the message that this is trying to send to you, yes, it gave you that big, beautiful rainbow to let you know kind of the worst is behind you. Like this is that kind of peace after the storm. But adjustments are required, especially if you have some goals or desires in mind. And this doesn't feel like anything that you have kind of dropped the ball on or anything. This to me almost feels like you've made plans for something, or maybe you're about to make plans for something to happen. And they're really saying anything that you have already set in motion between now and the new moon solar eclipse, just let it ride out. Don't try to make any new plans. I mean, of course, if you need to plan, oh, I'm going to go have a coffee date or a lunch date with a friend next week, of course, make those kind of plans. This isn't what this is referring to, but like long-term goal type of plans. During the eclipses, this is not a great time to, try to start something new, or, create a new business off the ground or something like that. This is a time to close out old cycles and really kind of make plans without, and I know I just said don't make plans, kind of do that more Two of Wands energy of, kind of feeling into what is possible, what is the potential here, but don't solidify those plans as the end all be all of whatever, and especially don't try to take action on plans that, of course, if it's already in motion and you are, kind of needing to take action, do that. But any plans you make during the eclipse cycle here, so they're showing me almost like 2 weeks after the June 8th solar eclipse is when you can really allow things to start moving forward again. So just allow yourself time to introspect, write things down, release what's not serving you. This is going to be a great time for that. And that portal you may have seen, they're not telling me to go to the Awakened Dreamer deck. To me, this feels like you stepping into new opportunity. And of course, if a portal shows up for you, maybe you're not literally stepping into that portal, but maybe this is more on an energetic level. That's a kind of change that you would absolutely be able to make during an eclipse. So take any directions or steps you're guided to take intuitively. Absolutely do that. Right, what do we have, Spirit? We've got Pump Up the Volume. What is your special theme song? The one that lifts your spirit and reminds you of who you are. Hear it now. Pump up the volume. Open up and absorb the grace of your sacred serenade by being sung to you by the universe. Such a cool card. So maybe listening to music, or your connection to music, is really important right now. And I'm also hearing that clairaudience, which is that clear hearing. Maybe you're hearing music in your head, or you're hearing like voices from another room, and then you go into the room and there's no one there. This type of stuff might really be active, especially during these portal dates and times and eclipses. Major power and vibrations beyond the veil are available to many of us right now, if not all of us, if we just pay attention and really connect. Let's get one from the Queen of the Moon oracle as well. What else does Pika Lee need to know about this portal and the messages she's getting from Spirit about all of this? All right. Wow, yes, this is exactly the energy I was tapping into. Assessing, not taking the action in the direction, but assessing, really breaking down what it is you want to do. How did you think you're going to be able to do it? And then, of course, not taking action quite yet, but just, assessing the situation, basically. And this is the first quarter moon. And we've got the number 9 here, which is about closing out that old cycle, completing something else, so that you can step into something new, something more supportive of the energy and the direction you're going. Woo! That's awesome. So I hope that resonated for you, Pika Lee. But yeah, you're just kind of in this kind of integration mode, release mode, and now assessing what it is you can do moving forward without quite yet moving forward, if that makes sense. So this next month might even feel a little stagnant for you, or like, man, I wish things would move forward a little quicker. But they're almost showing me, going back to that portal that you thought you saw, that you may actually accomplish this sooner than you thought. So things may start to move forward. But of course, if you're the one trying to push things forward and they're not moving, just kind of let it rest. But if outside forces are making things move forward, of course, you have no choice almost but to step into that. So if the outside forces are making things move forward and then you have to take action, don't say, well, Amanda said don't take action. Absolutely take action. If it's an external thing coming toward you that needs your attention and time and you feel good about it, again, using your intuition, that will really help you know what you need to be doing. But as far as you trying to spark that action and take that leadership role in your own life right now, do it, yes, but behind the scenes as more, kind of making your plans and assessing where you've been, where you are, where you want to go, all of that. So I hope that resonated for you, Pika Lee. Oh, Ethan is here. Hello. This week is the last week of school, so I'll be able to help more in the future. That will be cool. But again, we never expect you to have to come here and work if that's what you, enjoy your summer. You are 16, 17 years old. Make sure you enjoy yourself as well. I know you do enjoy being here, though, so that kind of goes without saying, too. All right, dear Amber, you are up, my friend, and then Kat, you are next, ×2. So here is my list. And then after Kat, we've got Claudia, and then Jasmine Ridley, and then Joy Ferguson, and then Mo Khan. We are just trucking right on through. Yeah, 16. Such a fun age, but such a hard age as well. I mean, there's good, and it's wrapped up in turmoil and being a teenager. Like, I remember those days for me. At least in my own life, being 16 was like very high highs and very low lows, and sometimes everything in between. Oh, you love helping. Well, I love that you love helping and that you are here. We just absolutely adore having you here, Ethan. Always, always. All right. So, Amber, my dear, are you here? Otherwise, we will move on to Kat's question. But of course, if Amber checks back in, we will definitely get her question going as well. 16 can be fun and rough. Yeah, that's exactly how I would put it, for sure. And it's interesting because just being at Boston's baseball game last night, he's 10, and one of the boys on the team, he has a 16-year-old brother, and so that brother was there and a couple of his friends, and just watching them have fun and laugh and just be 16, like it just made me go, like, what a time to be, what a great age. And I was one of those kids at 16. Unlike a lot of kids my age, I didn't want to grow up too fast. I liked being 16. I just wanted to be 16 forever, even with the hard times that it had wrapped up with it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I mean, again, it was difficult, but I liked it a lot. Jaden's 18. Yeah, still such a fun age. Yeah, some of us are lost. I was very lost at times at 16 through 18 through 34 for sure. But it's a season. Sometimes we feel lost, sometimes we feel found, sometimes we feel somewhere in between. All right, Amber's here. Okay, Amber, it's your turn, so go ahead and post your question. I don't know that I'd seen it if you have. Past lives, loved ones, can you tell me if I have a gift? So many questions, I guess Spirit will choose. Okay, what does Spirit want to tap into for Amber? Past lives, loved ones, can you tell me if I have a gift? Just what needs to come through? Well, they're directing me over here to the probably more of the question about your gifts. Let's go in with the Life Purpose Oracle for Amber. Anything Amber needs to know about her gifts? Ooh, creative expression. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. So you do have a gift or a talent with expressing yourself creatively. This could be writing, painting. They're showing me like making jewelry or just something where you're working with your hands to create something. You're taking one lump of resources and transmuting it and making it into something new or fresh. So that could look like taking paints and a palette and brushes and then creating a beautiful masterpiece with that. Yes, there definitely is still time for donation reading. Yeah, we're only about an hour and a half into our live. But yes, you also have here, Amber, the nutrition card. You conduct healing work with your culinary skills. So even if you don't consider yourself a great cook, or even if you do, it's just the energy and the love and the effort that you put into your meals. So you're preparing them. You have a gift of healing. You're infusing the food that you're putting. They're showing me even too. They're like, Amber can unwrap a Twinkie, hold it, and put a beautiful healing energy into it, and then eat it, even on a subconscious level, and still gain the benefit of that. So you are someone who does healing through culinary work, or maybe even through herbs, something that grows naturally as well. Maybe even gardening. I would even go out on a limb and say you're really good at gardening. But these, you have, really what they're showing me is, with this nutrition card, you have a really deep and strong bond with the Fae or the Earth elementals. You know, not everybody believes in that, so just take it as it resonates. But you have a very strong bond to Mother Earth as well. And animals. I'm seeing animals. And then now we have crystals, which come from Mother Earth as well. Your connection to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing energy. So there's 2 cards about healing. So you definitely are one of my healers here in the High Vibe Tribe, Amber. So healing is something your soul longs to do for yourself and for others ultimately. Like they're showing me almost like the Care Bear analogy that I used on my live stream the other day. You are someone who really does connect with, being empathetic and empathic and just wanting to care for other people, heal other people. You also have the artist card, pairing that up with creative expression. These are my 2 artist cards coming out to play. So engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of life. So even if you don't have what you would consider a creative career, just you having a creative outlet when you're not at your career is going to really help you do well in your career, if that makes sense. Let's just see if we can get a message from Spirit as well. Since we're here, let's get a message for Amber from Spirit. Wow, so we have the sun. Look at this and all the planets around the sun there. So to me, this really feels, they're really pointing me now to the solar eclipse that's going to be happening during the new moon, right? Solar eclipse coming up on June 8th. Peggy was so kind to point out that date for us. So June 8th is going to be the solar eclipse. So there's going to be something going on during the solar eclipse, or maybe some sort of epiphany or aha moment, Amber, that you are going to be tapping into more of your purpose. More of your soul is coming online. More of your higher self is coming online to really point out and direct you. Remember, if you want to go back to our, if you missed it, I did a collective reading for all of us here in the chat. So you can go back to the beginning of the video when it posts to my channel and watch that. But it talked about gaining clarity in our lives and really tapping into our life purpose, what it is we're here to do. This eclipse cycle, these 2 eclipses we're having, are really directing us in a direction of our purpose and our soul, rather than our ego and what we thought we wanted from that more mind level. But this is one of the best cards you can get, the sun. This is all about ultimate fulfillment, happiness, purpose. This is what you're tapping into. This is what Spirit wants you to know and be ready for, because it's coming. Especially, Amber, if you felt a little lost or confused, or just like life is happening to everyone else and I feel left out. It's happening for you too, in such a big and beautiful way. And you will arrive on time, is what I heard. So if there's something you've been feeling like it's taking too long, or just you don't feel like you are where you should be for the age you are, believe me, been there. I'm almost 40 years old, 39 years old. So I totally get it. I'm a late bloomer in many, many ways in my life, but I needed to experience what I needed to experience. So maybe that message resonates with you as well. So I hope that resonated for you, Amber. And thanks again for your lovely donation. Right. So up next we've got Kat. Oh, and if you wanted to know your timestamp, Amber, I'm now at the 1 hour 38 minute mark. But again, scrolling back at least maybe 5 minutes of your reading to find the beginning of that. So Kat, go ahead and post your questions, my dear, and we will get right into it for you. And then Claudia and Jasmine are on deck And we got another one from Crystal Gaines. Thank you so much, Crystal. We will get you on the list here as well. Let me add you. Thanks again for your donation, Crystal. Lovely, lovely. Thank you. All right, there's our updated list with Crystal. So, Kat, go ahead and post your questions. Claudia, you're on deck. If we have to wait too long, I will let Claudia go in place, and then Jasmine Ridley will just kind of, I want to keep it moving, basically. So if you know that you're just a few people away, just be ready to have your questions so we can get and roll right on into it. Can you tell us your hair routine? Your curls always look so pretty. Thank you so much. Well, I only brush my hair when it is wet, in the shower, and I leave all my product in. So I wash my hair as normal with my, I follow what's considered the curly girl method. You can always look that up if you want more information, but you don't have sulfates or fuss, or I always forget the name of them. Sulfates and the PTH, whatever, all the stuff that's not good for you. All of that, all my stuff is free of that. And a lot of times I will use baking soda and apple cider vinegar and water mixed in a little squeeze bottle that I then apply directly to the scalp and really massage that in. Because with what I do, I can get sometimes a lot of product buildup even on my scalp, and it kind of sometimes looks like dandruff, but I swear it's not. It's just product buildup, because I will then have, I wet brush my hair in the shower after I apply some conditioner after I wash it. And then after that, I section it in about 10 to 12 sections, and about this big, maybe sometimes smaller, or bigger, depending. But I got a lot of hair, so it takes me a hot minute. But I will, put a little heaping little pile of conditioner in my hand, do this, and comb it through, rub it through, squish it all up, completely coat every hair, all the sections through. And then I kind of go through when I'm done with that and just kind of squeeze all of it up like this. And then I take my hair gel. I'm currently using the LA Looks Sport Gel. It's blue. You get it for like $1.98 for a big bottle of it. It's really cheap at Walmart or anywhere. The dollar store even sells it. But I also like to do sometimes make my own flaxseed gel, which works amazing, and it's free of all the other harsh stuff we put in our hair. But then I take my gel, I squeeze a little amount, again with my different sections, and do the same thing I did with the conditioner. And then when I'm all done with that, turn my head upside down and really squish it all up there. And sometimes I feel like maybe I squeezed out too much of the product, so I'll add just a little bit of conditioner and gel together to kind of give her a once over. And then I keep my head down the rest. I rinse all, you get coated in conditioner. It's a lot of conditioner, but I will then rinse it all off of me, get out, and I put my head upside down, and I use an old t-shirt. I don't use a towel. That would completely frizz my hair out. Use an old t-shirt and kind of squeeze when the t-shirt's tied up, like a little turban kind of. Squeeze it all out, and then I flip my hair back. And I've got these bang sections, which I've kind of got clipped back here, but I always have to kind of do this where I kind of twist them together, because they're very unruly. They're very naughty. They do not listen to me. And then I'll have there's these two sections underneath each one here. I think we can find it. Here it is. This is as curly as this one gets. So it doesn't like to curl. So I sometimes have to intertwine it with other curls to force it to do what I say. But then I just let it air dry most days, and that's that. It's all taking place in the shower except the drying and sometimes the twisting of two strands that don't want to behave. But that's that. And I sat in the rain last night, and it survived during the baseball game, so here we are. All right, that's my hair routine. At least the current one. Sorry, this is going to be a bit long-winded. That's all right, Kat. We're going to get into it. I want to give some backstory details. I have a dilemma with one of my older brothers often. I admire him a ton and like his mindset most of the time. I've changed a bunch of those since my daddy passed away, and I am way more spiritually inclined. I don't often talk to my family about my dreams, but every time I speak about my dreams for the future, when he visits, I feel as though he rains on my parade. Man, yeah. I always end up feeling really resented and down. How can I let these feelings go? He's 9 years older than me, by the way. I'm very hippie and want to live in the woods and very natural, and he wants to be a millionaire and take care of my mom financially and have cars, etc. Okay, so this sounds, of course, my brother is about 4 years younger than me, but my sister, my mom, and I, when I was growing up, we called my little brother Dad because he was always telling us what to do, the right way to do stuff, trying to look out for us. So we just called him Dad. It was a whole joke. But there was a time in my early to mid 20s when my brother and I love him. He was my best friend growing up. He and I just didn't see eye to eye. Like, he would call me a granola, a hippie, all the things. And he was kind of, I don't know, I mean, he's a mechanic, so he's kind of all about the cars. So I totally understand the vibe of what you're laying out here. But as he's come into his 30s now, he's again 4 years younger than me, so he'll be 36 in November. So we're getting more on the same page, and he respects me for who I am. I respect him for who he is. And although we may have differences of opinion on things, we just focus on the good things. So maybe Spirit's already kind of coming in. Just don't share those deep spiritual things about yourself with him, because it's like, sometimes when people don't have our best interests or they think they know better, it's really almost none of their business what we feel or believe or want to do. Because it's really cool that he wants to take care of your mom and stuff, but he doesn't need to come rain on your parade because you don't have the means or are able to do that. You know what I mean? So let's just get some messages from the Angels and Ancestors deck for you, Kat, about this situation. We have some friction. He's an Aries sun, and I'm a Taurus sun in tropical. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. My brother is a Scorpio sun, and I am a Taurus sun in Western. I'm an Aries sun in Vedic, and he's still a Scorpio sun in Vedic. So he's Scorpio either way. And again, remember at the beginning, I said I love my Scorpios. They kind of help me step out of my comfort zone a little bit and speak my truth. But for Kat's brother, what word of advice does Spirit have about the situation with Kat and her brother? Wow, White Witch, I love this. Be the light. So just don't let it rain on your parade. Still be the light without trying to push your agenda or, say, well, you may believe that, but I believe this. Just live as the example of what you believe. You don't even have to tell him what you believe. Just be that beautiful, lighthearted, natural, hippie lady. Just be that. And he will love you anyway, is what I'm hearing. But you may find comfort in the symbolism of the owl. I think this is is this a snow owl? Someone might know. Barn owl, snow owl. I always get those two mixed up. Or maybe they look so similar, I forget. I don't remember. Hey, Amber. Hey, sorry. I did do your reading already. We did your reading because I saw your question. So maybe you are lagging behind. Barn owl. Thank you so much, Jaden. So maybe looking up, Kat, the symbolism of the barn owl can give you further guidance in this, but just be your authentic self. Be the light. Again, if you feel like him knowing, what you believe, what you think, what your dreams and goals are, will have him get triggered and then rain on your parade, then just, keep it in here. You don't have to share it with those are going to get triggered by it or try to talk you out of your feelings. Just live as that example. Because he can't talk you out of that. He can't. There's just no way. That's who you are. And with this White Witch, too, this does show me your deep, deep spiritual connection with animals, with plants, with the earth. So I like that you came out full force in this reading. Just be your authentic self. That is your best advice. We also have Traveler, move in a new direction. So where maybe before you were very open to him about, all the things. Of course, if he asks, I don't feel like you have to hide it or lie to him in any way, but just kind of move in your own direction. Be the light in your own way. And, of course, you will come across his path, your family. You probably have, holidays together and stuff. So, go your own way, do your own thing. But when you are in contact with him and, you do wire up stones. That's so cool, Amber. But you just being your own person, he's going to come around because he's going to see it. And especially with the whole vibration of this planet raising, those who are very stuck in gaining in the material world and not really tapped into their spirituality, a lot of those types of people have a big rude awakening coming very soon. So you may be this point of light, that lighthouse energy I'm always talking about on my channel for him when the kind of hits the fan in his material world. So just hold out hope that maybe that little sister might be that, that person he's going to for advice eventually. I do see that being the case because you are a much older soul than him, Spirit's showing me, Kat. So you have more wisdom than him, and you're operating with more information on kind of a universal level than he ever thought of operating under. And eventually he may come around and just start asking your opinion and what he should do and for guidance himself. So I hope that resonated. Just shine your beautiful light and be you. And again, if he's talking about something you don't agree with, Spirit's almost showing me you just smiling and not really saying anything, because it's like, is it really worth a fight? Just to let him have his opinion, because especially if you try to counteract his opinion, he may try to double down on his opinion and then try to force it on you as a result. So just, oh, that's cool, you believe that. But that's all the, more into the conversation I think you need to go. Just kind of play your spiritual cards close to your chest, but of course, live that life, be that example without having to, justify or speak out why you are being who you are, or why you think what you think, or why your dreams are what they are, if that makes sense. So I hope that resonated for you, Kat. So go ahead and post your second question, my dear, and we'll get right into it. And then we've got Claudia on deck right after that, and then Jasmine. So if you ladies can be ready with your questions in the short, near future here, we will get into that as well. Okay, let me copy my current list. So Claudia will be on deck. We're just waiting for Kat's second question. And your additional homework would be to look up the symbolism of the barn owl, because there may be more wisdom within that message than what got here, because it was really standing out to me for you. All right, hopefully we're still cooking with gas here and we can see each other. Okay, good, there's Kat. Okay, thank you, it did. I love him and I know he loves me. We're just different, as you said. Yep, and there's nothing wrong with that, because a lot of times when you just let someone be them and they let you be you, oftentimes you guys can come together and have a really beautiful and supportive relationship with each other. And eventually you will find that your beliefs or your kind of ways of thinking kind of almost start to line up after a while. It happens. Oh, your daddy has to say to you. Perfect. Let's find out for Kat. Any information or message from Kat's daddy to her? A spirit, a message from Kat's father. I'm really feeling his energy right now. Yeah, he's coming through. Oh, yeah, I love this. Hello from heaven. Oh, yay. Chills. I have chills. Your loved one in the spirit world wants to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you've been thinking of them. I'll get chills. And they're sending you signs and symbols to show you how much they love you and to prove they're with you at this time. So I'm really directed here to the feathers, and especially the fact you had that barn owl as your, symbol from your reading just a moment ago. Feathers. You may be getting feathers or even see a barn owl in your vicinity or other birds. The bird symbolism has been off the chain with Pika Lee, with me, with you now, Kat, and others as well. The bird symbolism is no joke. You may also see some different, we've got pennies, we've got flowers, dragonflies, butterflies. There may be a certain animal or, maybe even going into meditation and asking him for specific signs that can give you more guidance. I'm seeing a deer, like a buck, with horns or antlers. So maybe, I don't know if he was a hunter or if he really liked deer or enjoyed seeing deer. There's something with deer that they really want to highlight. So maybe even looking up the what a spirit animal of the deer means, that might bring you some additional guidance. But what else does Kat's dad want her to know? Wow, this is all about vulnerability. And look, your beautiful connection to nature. Look at that. It's alive and well in your heart. Even if your external surroundings don't look so beautiful and grounded and supportive, look what you've got going on within. But vulnerability, This is confirmation that you're seeking to tread into the unknown, unfamiliar territory where decisions are based more on intuition rather than rationality. Don't let fear hold you back or allow a misguided sense that feeling vulnerable is somehow a negative condition. And as I always say, vulnerability is a superpower. So allowing yourself, of course, getting somewhere safe where you can feel vulnerable, where you can just let your tears flow or your emotions flow. Your Father wants that safe space for you to be able to feel whatever emotions are coming up for you. And He wants you to know that He's with you. And all you have to do is tap into that heart center, maybe even putting your hands on your heart will really help kind of signify I'm ready to get a message from Him, or I just want to feel close to you. And then close your eyes and just feel. You might get chills. You might hear a noise. You might get visions in your mind. These are messages He's sending to you. But He wants you to maybe cut out some distractions. So maybe just getting out in nature without your phone, without technology, without other people around. Of course, be safe about it. If you're living somewhere like where I'm at, it's kind of crazy. I wouldn't probably just go trekking off into the deep woods alone because there are grizzly bears where I live. There are mountain lions and cougars, and also, mountain lions and cougars are pretty much the same thing. There's some crazy stuff out there. So just be safe about getting out in nature. But I like to think that if somehow, some way I did come across the path of a grizzly bear or a mountain lion, that I could just, put my hands to my heart and telepathically connect to that animal to say, I mean you no harm. I just want to leave here with my life intact. But yeah, getting out in nature, I think, is very key for you to feel your best self. He wasn't a hunter, but he talked about it a lot. And the dove is an animal that makes me think of him because he would feel bad when people would hunt doves because he says doves have mates. Yes, they do. And look, we've got a beautiful little white feather here. So I love that came out for you. That's beautiful. Yeah. So, he had that very empathetic heart, I do believe. So if you kill a dove, you kill another dove's mate. Yeah, absolutely. And then there's that loneliness that comes with that after they lose their love. So he did have that empathetic kind of line of thinking. That's beautiful. But yeah, that's what he wants you to know, and I love that came out. Yay! Thanks again, Kat, for your lovely donations. So my dear Claudia, you are on the list now, up on front and center. And then on deck, we've got Jasmine Ridley. Claudia got chills too. Amber, leopard is feeling blessed. Oh my God, my family has really curly hair, especially my aunt. She does the same thing, t-shirt to dry. Yeah, if I had only known how to take care of this hair in high school, maybe a lot of that friction and horribleness I had at age 16 wouldn't have been so bad, because I would actually go to the hair salon and get it chemically straightened, which never really straightened it. I would still spend 6 hours. Yeah, you heard me right, 6 hours every 3 days straightening my hair because I'm so ashamed to just show up with this. I just didn't want to stand out that way. I already stood out with the red hair. I don't want to be the double-edged sword of standing out because of the curls as well. It took me a very long time to embrace it and just roll with it. But if I had known this curly girl method back in, say, 1997, 1998, my teenage years would have been so much better because so much of my self-esteem back then was wrapped up in my hair. And chemically straightening it, it wasn't straight or curly. It looked like Albert Einstein, but like uncomfortable hair syndrome. I'd brush it and it would be like this. I looked like this shape. Like, it was not a good look. It was not. So of course, that's hence the 6 hours of straightening that then transpired every time I would wash it. Oh, we've got some new donations coming in. We've got Brianna coming in after Crystal Gaines. And then we've got Kirsten. Thank you so much, ladies, for your donations. So Claudia, she's got her question out, so we're going to roll with it. Let me update my list here. Alrighty here. Okay, there we are. So Claudia would love some guidance for my date with Vladik tomorrow. Thank you. All right, let's find out for Claudia. Yeah, your hair is so beautiful. Thank you so much. Again, took me a very long time to embrace it. and just roll with it. But, you know, we're here for it. I'm embracing it now, so better late than never. All right, for Claudia and her date with Vladik tomorrow. Thank you so much. All right. Wow, we have love yourself first. So your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So I'm almost seeing you kind of doing this little ritual. Maybe because we are talking about hair. Maybe you're doing something with your hair that makes you feel really good about yourself. Whether that's letting it be curly or curling it if it's not curly or straightening it. You know, whatever makes you feel like best in your body and like your hottest version. Do that. Makeup, clothing, whatever it is that makes you feel the best about yourself, or lack thereof, makeup or clothing, whatever makes you feel best about yourself. They want you to, you know, do what makes you feel good for yourself, because that will give you more confidence and just more self-respect to show up for this date. What else? So let's find out. That's kind of gearing up for the date. Let's find out about the date itself. This one's standing out. Okay, we have here children. Your love life is being affected by children. So whether you have children or Vladik, is that how we say it? Has children, or if no one has children, there just may be children near where you're going on the date, or maybe even just tapping into this inner child, because you know this card itself can have a lot of different connotations depending on, you know, if you have children or not. That can really sway what this actually means. But we have here even also some pets or dogs. So I'm not sure if you already know where you're going, if there might be children or pets around, or if you yourself have children or Vladik have children. You know, this just could be there's an influence of that. But if none of those apply, this could be inner child. We don't, but he is younger than me. Okay, so this could just be you tapping into, you know, when you were younger, what made you feel really good about yourself? How did you used to dress or make your hair or something like that? Going for a walk outside. Okay, so you may see some children and some puppies. Maybe you are stopped by a child, or maybe you're petting a dog and another child is around. I mean, you know, you never know. You could take this literally, figuratively, internally, however. But I'm seeing this sense of inner child, like you just feel so young and carefree while on the date. So it feels very fun and lighthearted, at the very least. Very fun and lighthearted. What else do we have? Ooh, yeah, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. You got that honeymoon card. So this could be letting you know this is going to lead you to future dates, future events in your relationship. This is exciting. To me, this feels like this is like the beginning of something really beautiful. Something that is very long-term even. So let's find out. Whoa, this one wants to come out. Whoa. Okay, we got lots happening here. All right, what do we have? So we've got here, emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. So really, when this card comes out in the midst of something new here, this date that you're going on, to me, this feels like you not bringing what happened in the past or trying to compare Vladik to past relationships, just trying to be in the moment and appreciating him for who he is in that moment, appreciating yourself for who you are in that moment. Again, without comparing this date to past dates with other people, just keep it present, keep in the present moment. We have here trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So just trusting that whatever happens on this date is for your soul's highest good. You know, there is this, again, carefree nature, carefree energy surrounding this date already. Again, depending how you want to end the date, we've got the sexual union card. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul. For there you will find true bliss. And of course, you don't have to take it as sexual. You can just take this as feeling very intimately connected, maybe through a deep conversation or finding out you have very similar spiritual beliefs or something like that. You don't always have to take it as, you know, straight up sexual. But, you know, depending what you're doing, you know, you could take it that way if that's what you're wanting to do. But again, that is up to your discretion. But at the very least, this feels like a fun time, carefree, lighthearted, kind of go with the flow. Maybe partway through the date, you guys decide to do something that wasn't even on your little radar or agenda, and it feels fun, very fun. So yeah, enjoy yourself. Have a great time, because there's no red flags coming in. It just feels very fun. All right. Hope that resonated, Claudia. So up next, we've got our dear Jasmine Ridley. Go ahead and post your question. Yeah, I felt very comfortable with him right when he walked up to me. That's perfect. Yep. So just, feel comfortable in his presence, because there's, again, no red flags here that I can see. Spirit's not showing me anything to be concerned about. So he feels, again, with that trust card, he feels like someone you can trust. Again, also trust your intuition. Oh, the music I'm playing in the background, if you want the 5-hour, 55-minute version of that without me talking over it, I actually have it uploaded here on this channel. So if you just go to my channel, it's the very first thing I have uploaded here. I think I've also got it pinned on my homepage there, so you can find that. It's great music to meditate to, or to play in the background if you want to study or clean your house or whatever. Very calming. So yeah, it's called Blissful Healing by Chris Collins, and I just bought the commercial license for that, so you can play it from my channel or go purchase it from him. Either way. All right. So, dear Jasmine, I'm making the right decision. Just need a little guidance. Oh, I see up here. I have my eye on this 3-bedroom townhouse. They have me on a waiting list right now. I feel I can't wait, but I don't know if I should. I just really love this townhome, and I want to know if I'm making the right decision. Just need a little guidance. Okay. Let's see what is meant for Jasmine. Is this townhome meant for Jasmine? She doesn't want to have to wait, but she feels like she really loves it. What is her word of advice? Wow, we have here identify change. Look at this. She's got a key in her hand opening a door. So I think it might be yours. Or at the very least, you're finding something you're excited about. Because look what's on the other side of that door. Lots of flowers. And to me, flowers, again, kind of that carefree, go with the flow, easy breezy kind of vibe. Very natural, like things you don't have to force anything. It happens naturally. So maybe if you're on a waiting list, you find maybe you've been bumped to the top of the list and there's no more wait, something like that. But there is a change coming. Identify change. On the back of the card, it says identify one small thing that you've been postponing that would improve your life. This could be anything from cleaning a drawer to getting a new hairstyle. Change symbolically can be frightening. Your goal to recognize that you postpone even small insignificant changes because intuitively you know that they can ignite powerful ones. So, you are making the right decision. Whatever your intuition is calling you to do in this moment, please follow its guidance. That's what this card is letting you know, because it's going to lead to big, beautiful changes in your life. All right. It resonated. I'm so glad, Claudia. Thanks again for your donation. All right, Jasmine, what else does she need to know about this townhouse or the decision she needs to make? What guidance does Spirit have? This one and this one. Okay, we have notice subtle changes. So we've got the word change twice. I mean, you can't make that up. Look at that. So notice the subtle things that are shifting and changing around you as well. Color is powerful. Select a color you don't normally wear and introduce that into your wardrobe. This changes the energy in your field, including your sense of self. Your goal, to discover how subtle changes can increase or decrease your comfort level. And this card also talked about changing your hairstyle or cleaning out a drawer. Just making changes like that can really help you feel inspired to make even the bigger changes you need to make in life. So maybe taking this guidance, if you want to be moved up on that list, maybe try wearing another color. I'm seeing either red or yellow for you, Jasmine. So if either red or yellow are colors, or maybe both of them are colors you don't normally wear those colors and start to see things move forward for you. That's what Spirit's really showing me. Also, you have here, be open to spiritual guidance. So ponder this question. How do you expect your prayers and guidance to come to you? Literally, in a vision? Are you someone who says that you are waiting for prayers to be answered because you want guidance that includes a safety net? Your goal, to open to your spiritual insecurities and lack of faith. So this is saying for you to have faith, because no matter where you do end up, Jasmine, whether it is this townhome or a new place, you're ending up in a place that is meant for you. This is such supportive energy. What's on the other side of this door is something beautiful for her. So whether this actually symbolizes that townhome that you're hoping to get, or a completely other place that may even be better than the townhome, use your intuition, because your intuition already knows the answer. So even if you intuitively think the townhome is meant for me and then it falls through, it's because intuitively you were taking action. You were making a change. You were shifting up the energy and cycling it into something else so that wherever it is you do end up, it was where you were meant to be. So follow any intuitive nudge, even if it leads to a dead end or a road that's not going to support you moving forward. It's going to put you in alignment with the path that is meant for you. So follow your intuition. If you take anything away from this reading, Jasmine, follow your decision that you think is the best one for you to make, because that is you listening to your intuition, and it will not lead you astray, because wherever you do end up is where you were meant to be. Always remember that. Anything meant for you, wild horses couldn't drag it away. And anything that we think we want that doesn't work out, usually it's our ego's attachment to that thing working out that leads us to the disappointment. But then when we can kind of take the ego out of the equation and realize that, okay, maybe this thing did happen or didn't happen, but it led me to this place as well, and this is where I'm meant to be. If you can look at your life from that vantage point, there's no stress involved in anything, because you will always end up where you're meant to be. As long as you're taking action in the direction of your intuition, even if that intuition turns out to be, or it appears to be wrong, it wasn't wrong because you took the steps you needed to take in a direction until it dead ended, or until the path kind of verged or broke apart, or forked, and you decided to take a whole new way. But if you hadn't made any of those actions to begin with, you'd still be at the starting point. So always listen to your intuition. Even if it leads you down a wild goose chase, it was all orchestrated from your higher self. So follow your intuition, Jasmine, and you will end up where you need to be always. Hope that resonated for you, dear, and thanks again for your donation. So Joy Ferguson, you are next, my friend. And then Mo Khan, you're on deck. And then Crystal Gaines after Mo. Right, Joy has her question out, so I'm going to go ahead and fix my list. Maybe, if it will highlight for me. There we go. Copy and paste. There we are. Okay. So Joy Ferguson wants to know, what is my soul purpose? What guidance can I receive? In what direction to move or lean or learn into or learn? Okay. I think that's what that says. My computer's like over a whole hand distance away, so sometimes that writing is a little small. Thank you. Can I please get a timestamp? Okay, we're at the 2-hour 11-minute mark, so we probably started 5, 6, maybe even 8 minutes ago. Just kind of scrub back, but if you hit it around the 2-hour 11-minute mark and then kind of scroll back, you can find the starting point. And then of course you can always leave a comment on the video either now or once it posts with your timestamp, so you'll always have that available. And then from there, what I've done, this is what I did when I was getting readings over with Dr. Lupo on his channel. I made a little playlist in my subscription, not in my subscription, in my library of YouTube. I made a playlist called Private Readings, and then I made it private, or Personal Readings, and then I made it private. And then, of course, I go in and comment on each video where my timestamp was, and then I add them to my playlist. So anytime I need to go back and watch any of those, I have it available, and not only in the playlist, but then when I click on the video, I go right into the comment I left. Because usually if you leave a comment on something and then you come back even a year later, your comments tend to be, if you're logged in the same account you made the comment as, it tends to be at the top, even if there's 100 comments. But, I'm a very small channel over here right on this channel, so I maybe get 4 comments at best on every live stream, so you're not going to be digging either way. Yes. Okay, so Joy Ferguson, your soul purpose, guidance you can receive in what direction to move or learn. I think that says learn. Yeah, learn. Okay, so I just want to say, we don't just have one soul purpose or life purpose. We've got lots of little life purposes and some maybe bigger overarching life purposes. So let's tap into one of those bigger overarching life purposes for you, Joy. We're going to go in with the life purpose oracle. Ooh, we've already got something coming out. It's funny because you have the word learn, and I was like, is that learn or lean? And you got school, which is all about learning. So the answer that you're seeking involves going to school. So, you could take this literally, maybe by going back to college for something, or more kind of going on like Skillshare or learning from tutorials or taking some sort of online course. I mean, education, you know, it doesn't always just look black and white, like I'm going to college or I'm, in grad school or something. This, you can literally take it to the streets, the school of hard knocks, going online, YouTube University, as I call it, or Google University. But what else? You're just someone you do like to learn. So you may be kind of a jack of a lot of different trades, or you have your hands in lots of different cookie jars. Like, if you had it your way, you could clone yourself like 5 times over and have 5 really awesome careers. Like, maybe you want to do a career as, well, I said educate and you pulled school. Yes, YouTube University. Yeah. So maybe you want to be an artist, but you also want to be a tarot reader, but you also want to be a photographer, but you also want to be a hypnotherapist. Like, this is just my own personal, like, I wish I could be all the things at the same time. But again, I'm one person. And also a mom and a wife, so like I got a lot going on. So I kind of have to narrow my focus down, and even my writing has suffered lately. But I feel like, Joy, you're much the same, where you just wish you could do all the things all at the same time and make all of them a priority. Like, that's the vibe I get. But let's get into this purpose. And I also want to grab from the archetype deck as well. Yeah, you have a lot of options. And this is why you may even feel confused as to, well, what is my purpose? What is it I'm here to do? Because you are, like I was saying, that kind of jack of many different trades, or jack of all trades, and consider the career possibilities that are open to you. So what is it that you really enjoy? What is it that you're good at? And see, that Vesica Pisces, where those two things overlap. I'm not trying to do the Illuminati thing, I promise. Okay, so the Vesica Pisces, where what you enjoy and what you're good at overlap, that's where you could focus. That's probably where your purpose lies, is what you're good at and what you enjoy. Because there's a reason you have these talents and you enjoy them, is because they are brought in soul gifts that you have. You also have sensitivity. So you are a psychic. You are very, very spiritually attuned, even if you don't realize it yet. The more you lean into that spiritual practice, the more you're going to realize, wow, I am so tapped in. I am so connected. You are becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. So you may even need to stop using certain products on your body that have maybe harsh chemicals or toxins within them, or cleaning supplies. Maybe like different scents or smells really trigger you to get a headache or feel nauseous. You're becoming more sensitive even to like technology. Like, I don't want to say it out loud because I don't want to get censored. This number and then the letter G behind it, EMF frequencies, you're very, very, prone to being almost feeling like in a toxic state if you're in this too much. So getting out in nature is essential for you to be able to ground yourself and to feel not so bombarded by these frequencies. On the back of the deck, you've got children. So your life purpose involves helping, teaching, and healing children. So this could be having your own children, even grandchildren, or teaching children, working somewhere where there's a lot of children present, or maybe working one-on-one with children as some sort of counselor, or guiding children in some way. But we've also got a couple animals here. We've got a lion and a lamb. So animals and children are kind of the voiceless ones that adults have to kind of help, or speak up for, or stand up for. So maybe you have a really strong opinion on the ways people treat children or animals. And this is all, and again, also pairing school and children. Maybe you're teaching children, in a school setting or a daycare setting, maybe even. Again, even if this is something you don't really tend to want to make a career out of, it's something you're good at. So that's why it's standing out. But I want to grab a few archetype cards for you as well, Joy. What is Joy's soul purpose? Any guidance or information as to who it is Joy is here to become, or what it is she is here to do? Wow. Okay. I love this. Yeah, exactly what we were talking about. Avenger. Desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. So what I was saying about kind of being that voice for the voiceless of those children or those animals or people who can't stand up for themselves. You want to be that one, that warrior that stands up for those, helping the underdog, standing up for the injustice, being some sort of social worker, or someone who's looking to reform the different systems that are in place. Again, we can do this many different ways, even as simply as just shining our light in all the dark places. Just being our true authentic soul selves is going to trigger that darkness to come to light in all areas of life, for others and for ourselves. But also, you have the storyteller card, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. So you are someone who does a very good job of telling a story, or maybe someone has told you before you should be a writer, you should be an artist, or an author, I guess I should say. But maybe because I said artist, maybe you're illustrating and writing children's books or graphic novels, or wanting to combine art and writing into something like a mixed media kind of thing. I don't know. But you would be really good at that. That's what they're showing me. So I'm going to say it. So I hope that resonated and at least brought you guidance. But also on the back of the deck, as I'm trying to put storyteller away, we got scribe, which is writer, preserving knowledge and information. And this, writing and storytelling doesn't just have to be through books. It can be through media, like YouTube, or some sort of online presence, or in-person presence even. So I hope that resonated, or at least brought you a little bit of clarity as to maybe part of what you're here to do. Awesome energy, though. I'm here for it. My stomach's growling. I'm hungry. All right. That's awesome, Joy. Yeah, I said education and you pulled school. Yes, YouTube University. And you said that was pretty accurate. So cool. I'm glad that resonated for you. Let me get my list. So Mo, my friend, you are next. And you have your question out. Look at you. Crystal Gaines, you are next. So you can kind of post your question toward the end of Mo Khan's wrap up of his question. And we can keep this rolling. And then Brianna is next. And then Kirsten. And then that is the end of the list that I currently have. So if you're here hoping for a reading, now would be your time to donate for your reading. Otherwise, we can catch you on the Saturday show, possibly for, the free question mosh pit, or further donations at that point. All right, Mo wants a general important message from me, please, Amanda. Yes, absolutely. And I picked up and started shuffling my chakra love deck. So maybe there's a message about a chakra that could use some work, or maybe that's getting an upgrade. Let's just see what happens for Mo. Anything Mo needs to know. I like singing that every time. All right. Yeah, we've got a chakra balance card here. Harmony. Harmony makes the song of life sweeter. So here are a couple of stone recommendations for balancing your chakras. We've got green jasper, turquoise, and labradorite. Those are the suggestions there. Awesome recommendations. I actually have a really big chunk of labradorite I keep here just to protect the chat from trolls and people that want to come in and kind of rain on our high vibe tribe. Labradorite is a great stone to carry even for more spiritual experiences as well. But just, doing more. I know you were talking in Telegram earlier today about doing chakra meditation. So today might be a really good day to really balance your chakras, because you've also got those eclipse energies at play right now. Let's see what else Mo needs to know from the Starseed Oracle. Wow. Yes, we've got inner worlds. Your external world is a reflection of your inner world. So all that work, that inner work, and that self-love, self-care that you've been doing, you're going to start seeing that reflected in the outer world as well. And it says vibration. Your vibration is being raised to higher levels. You are connected to the cosmic intelligence. And I'm really now feeling my whole crown chakra kind of starting from that mouth of God or zeal chakra at the back, kind of wrapping with like a weird kind of almost electric energy just kind of wrapped around. So you may, Mo, be getting a lot of crown chakra activation, maybe even some headaches, or feeling a little dizzy, lightheaded, almost like you're kind of slightly floating above your body rather than completely grounded in your body. And when you start to feel that way, a lot of times that's your guidance, your support team from beyond the veil are kind of working to upgrade you and level you up. And when you get to feeling that way, your best word of advice, I was going to say, I'm going to pull another one, but look on the back of the deck staring me in the face. The best word of advice is grounding. Get grounded. Get out in nature. Sink your roots deep. Connect them to the heart of the earth. And a great grounding crystal for you would be root chakra. Oh, you have a headache right now, you know? Oh, wow. Yeah, I could feel it kind of like a pressure and like an electric kind of energy around my head. And I am one, I get a lot of headaches, a lot of migraines, and almost to me feels like the start of a headache for me. So maybe I'm just picking up on your energy. I'm not sure. But red jasper would be a great one for grounding. But I also am carrying, got it in my lap here, my big hematite sphere. Great grounding crystal as well. So I want to grab one more for you, Mo. Where are we going? We're going to the Green Witch or Mo. Anything else for Mo? Oh, thank you so much for your donation, Belinda. Let's see. Are you hypnotude over here on my PayPal? Just let me know. Double check in there. Thank you so much for your donation. All right, Mo, you've got a lot going on here. We had 3 of them fall down. So, wow, there is some luck on your side right now. And again, I'm not sure if you follow Vedic or Western astrology, but currently in Vedic astrology, we've got Jupiter in the sign of Aquarius, which is a very transformational place for it to be. And you've got a big black tourmaline for grounding. Then you're set, you are covered. That's awesome. But wherever Aquarius is in your chart, there's some luck to be had in that house or wherever that is placed in your chart. And any natal planets or placements you have within Aquarius, you may be seeing some luck on your side. So say, for instance, I don't know, maybe your sun or one of your nodes is in this sign natally. You're seeing some luck with the sun. That's kind of soul purpose stuff, life purpose energy. We've got here continuance. I can say incontinence. Not what we're talking about here, Spirit. We've got the number 20. Oh, we also have the number 31, which adds up to 4, which is all about building a stable foundation for a luckier kind of future for yourself. Also continuance. So you're continuing on with something that you have already started on. Maybe you're getting re-inspired or excited to dive back into a project maybe you put on the back burner, or something that maybe wasn't really moving forward for a while is going to really start moving forward for you very soon. We've got the number 26, which is adding up to an 8, which is all about taking action. Of course, if this is something you've already set the ball in motion prior to these eclipse energies, then keep going in that direction, keep continuing on. But if this is a plan that you just recently, I'm saying in the last 2 or so weeks, have gotten this plan, allow yourself time to really, dive into it and assess the situation before you just move forward. But you're continuing on. Maybe even this is a music project that you've been working on or something you've been wanting to put into motion. Now might be the time to take action on that. We also have the transition card, cauliflower, with the number 11. So you are at a spiritual transition. 11s are all about awakening, and also wherever Cancer is in your chart. So if Aquarius is in your 10th house, you say, so Aquarius 11, so directly opposite would be 5. So in your 4th house would be Cancer, right? Am I not mistaken? Wait, no, Cancer is the original 4th house. So wait, directly opposite of 11 would be, no, I'm saying 10, so 4. So this would be your 3rd house. So music could kind of go into that, especially if you're wanting to communicate that music on, say, social media, or I'm trying to think, if you have a younger brother or sister that is helping you kind of behind the scenes with the music, or just maybe you've been spending a lot of time with this brother or sister, or even taking short distance trips between your home and coffee shop to work on your music, or between your home and some place where you're working on music. You're in this form of transition though, and it feels very spiritual. So there's a more spiritual message you're wanting to convey also in your music. And that's as a result of spirit coming in through that crown chakra and wanting to raise your vibration, not just of you, but the vibration of your music, the vibration, because everything is vibration, frequency, sound especially, vibration. So there's a tie here to your spirituality and what it is you're hoping to create with your music. That's really beautiful, because you're going to be communicating a more high vibrational message with your music, and maybe even tuning your music to 432. I'm not sure. I think you had mentioned more pop kind of music was what you were working on. But you can still tune your music to 432, and that will be at that solfeggio frequency that really resonates with the heart and soul of a body. So that's awesome, Mo. Wonderful message coming in for you. So thanks again for your donation. So Plinda is the one we got. Awesome. Thanks for that clarification. Linda. Okay. Sounds amazing. I'm really excited. Yes. So these next 6 months, you're really starting a whole new, you're transitioning into something more spiritual based, not just in your spiritual practice, but with your music, with just everything you're doing, even your like relationships with your brothers and sisters, or, I think you have a sister that I know of. But just strengthening your bonds with your younger siblings for sure. Okay. So Crystal, my dear, you are next. Brianna, you're on deck, and then Kirsten, and then Pelinda, if I'm saying that right. So yes. Crystal, we are ready for your question whenever you're ready, unless you already posted it, in which I may have missed it, and I might scroll up and make sure. Oh, hey, Vicky, I hope you're still here. Saturn is currently transiting in Aquarius. No. Capricorn in Vedic astrology, and Aquarius in Western, if I'm not mistaken. But for sure, it's in Capricorn. It's stationed, or it's retrograde right now at 19 degrees of Capricorn for Vedic astrology. Add 23 or 24 degrees to 19. Of course, it cuts off at 30 and starts over at 1 again when you go into Aquarius, but that would be the position in Western astrology. And it's retrograde as of the 23rd of May, so Saturn retrograde vibes. All right. So we've got, let me copy my list and paste it. Crystal, some legal things. Romantically, my children, and just in general, looking for guidance and wanted to know if my grandma may have a message for my son today. Let's start with the grandma message. Let's just see what we can get for Crystal. Message for son. Wow, so there's support coming in from this grandmother to your son, and it's all about the self-love. So maybe your son has been having some really rough go. I'm seeing maybe bullying, or just not feeling comfortable being himself in some way, where he's really been struggling with that. And his grandmother, your grandmother, his great grandmother, I would say. Oh, there's more up top. Okay. Life the past few years has left me changed person, but I used to know who I was and my purpose, but not anymore. Today, something special is going to happen for my son. My entire life is uncertain with some legal things, romantically, my children, and just in general. I'm looking for guidance. Okay, there we go. So that maybe colors this a little differently, but I am seeing if your son has been struggling with something, there's a struggle. I did see like bullying, or just not feeling like he can be himself in some way leading up to today. Maybe he's just been nervous about something, but there is support. Your grandmother, his great grandmother's popping in with support. People come into your life for many different reasons. Some you learn from and then they move on, while others return because you need to learn more from those individuals. Others remain beside you throughout your entire life. So there may have recently been, do they just keep focusing on like friends or people maybe in a learning environment or school that just aren't really resonating with who he is, or he's just kind of outgrown an area of his life that feels very personal. And I'm not sure how old your son is, but most children kind of going up into teen, even early 20s, like they put a lot of their personal identity into their friendships, or they put their self-worth through how many friends do I have? Do I have close friends? Do I not? Like a lot of kids' self-worth is wrapped up in that a lot of times. But your son is gaining more support from this great grandmother for him, but also self-love. This is pointing out self-love. So he may be, I don't know. Again, this has to do with maybe his ability to do something or not do something. His relationships. He's going to be a dad today. Oh, that's so awesome. He's close to his great grandma, and she's passed. He's 26. Okay, so this makes sense. So maybe at work, because I was picking up on a younger energy. So it's interesting he's having a child today, because I was picking up on a younger child energy, and I was trying to be like, what's going on here? So maybe he's kind of going through, or kind of having a review of when he was a child. Now he's becoming a father today. That he's kind of maybe going back through school. Like, I hope my kid doesn't have to deal with some of the stuff I dealt with. That makes sense why this is coming in now. Now that I got the full picture, I'm like, okay, now we know where we're going. But self-love. Now is the time to love, nurture, and heal yourself. Maybe he's doing that little life review of, wanting to take better care of who he was back then. And you can kind of retroactively go back and give yourself self-love in past instances. But he may just be feeling all the feels because he's becoming a father today. But it's a state of appreciation for yourself that grows and matures from actions you take to support your body, mind, and soul. So have him take care of himself as he makes this transition to fatherhood, because it's a very exciting time, but can also be a very scary time depending. What else do we need to know? Any messages from this grandmother coming in? And also I don't know, Crystal, if you already are a grandmother, or at the very least you're adding to that grandchild energy in your life. But it says here, stars in the sky, limitless possibility. So yes, this is going to be a day that goes down as something really magical for your family. And there's that unconditional love popping in. 5 + 1 is 6, which is all about balance and unconditional love. And that's what this card just spoke of as well. So I'm seeing this as a universal message, not just for your son, but for you as well, Crystal. Because there is a lot of transition going on, especially during these. If this grandchild of yours is born on the eclipse, this child in and of itself is going to be a catalyst or a trigger for change in your family, because anyone born on an eclipse, they are someone destined to make change in this world. So that's really magical and beautiful that you guys are gaining a family member. Even if this child is maybe somehow born after midnight, still in that eclipse corridor, still very close to being an eclipse baby, your first grandchild. Yeah, so this is a very transitional time for all of your family, and there is that support of the ancestors, of this grandmother, of your son's great grandmother, and this child's great great grandmother. She's showing me now that she was holding this baby's soul, and probably is holding it right now. I got to meet this child. Is it a boy? I keep seeing a male energy, or I don't know if you guys know the gender. But at the very least, this child, if it's not a male, it comes forward with very masculine energy to create, and it's not like the child is masculine if it is a female, but just divine masculine, just wanting to take leadership roles in this world in a very it's like, okay, I'm getting calls from the health department now, sorry about that. Yeah, my son's back in quarantine. But let's see, girl, that's what they say. Okay, so if it is a girl, it's just showing up as someone who is very authoritative, very powerful. And even if she is a girl, it's showing that she is almost looked at as, a lot of times when girls try to be strong and kind of stand in that power, they get labeled as overbearing or the B word, or, wow, she thinks she's in control of everything. But they won't see her like that. She just embodies this leadership skill or quality in her life that no one's going to question that authority, because she comes in with a very strong masculine guide. Okay, let me get the card that fell. All right, we've got peace. So there is this sense of peace as well, and both of these cards look very peaceful to me. So all of that shakeup that's going on in your romantic life, with your children, just in the legal stuff as well, there is this sense of peace that's coming over your family as a result of the birth of this child. So take a deep breath with me now, dear Crystal. Okay, all that worry, all that stress, once this child is earthside, it's almost like you're going to see this calmness, this peace just invade every area of your life. Even these stressful legal things, romantic things that are going on in your life, you're gonna feel either more in control of it or like almost like ain't no thing. I'm just gonna flow with whatever it is that's trying to come in for me, because you almost have this sense of I'm not in control of the flow of life anyway, so I'm just gonna roll with it. And as a result of you kind of surrendering to that, you're tapping into limitless possibilities. And then on the back of the deck, we've got hello from heaven. So you are getting a major hello from heaven today as a result of the birth of this child, but also that grandmother of yours coming in to say, yes, we're continuing this family line today. I'm here. I'm very present. I'm very supportive. And I didn't point this out yet, but look, it's like that egg is hatching today. Look at that. I didn't put it together till just now. That egg is hatching today. And look, it's got so much love and support around it that nothing is going to shake the foundation of this egg. Spiritually, physically, this egg is here to, create and transform and birth something new in this family line. This child is here to clear a lot of past heartache in the family line. So that's powerful. Look on the back of the deck as I put her away again. My mind is blown. A child's love. So there she is, coming out to play. Look at that. A child's love. The love between a parent. I'm getting major chills. The love between a parent and a child is one of the most precious and deep connections we make during our time on earth. Children start out as a part of us, and from their first cries, they establish themselves as the biggest part of our hearts. So again, major chills. I can't even. This child really is transforming this family line, and helping those of you in this family line tap into your own inner child and really come from that place of carefree, limitless possibility that we have when we're a child and we're dreaming about what we can be when we grow up. You, Crystal, even though you're becoming a grandmother today or very, very soon, just know that you still can decide to be something different when you grow up. That you can still have access to that inner child, that magical part of your own self. I love this, but yeah, they kind of want to just leave it there. But there's a lot of transformation coming in as a result of this child being born, and just this clarity that a lot of you are gaining in the family, and just this sense of peace surrounding all the hardships and the things that have been very stressful. There's this sense of peace coming into play. And yeah, that's beautiful. So congratulations, Grandma. Congratulations, Daddy. Hope that resonated for you and brought you some guidance today. I sent an email about a private reading. Is there a wait time? Goosebumps and lots of tears. I'm sorry, Grandma. We miss you. I'm booking kind of into like 2 to 3 weeks out in June currently. But yeah, if you've emailed me, I can get you on my list as soon as possible, as soon as my next available. For a fee, I guess I probably could bring on more private readings. But again, I kind of have to shuffle my schedule. My boys are both in baseball and stuff. But I mean, we could, if it's like desperate measures, need a reading like yesterday, like we could probably figure something out somehow, some way. All right. So beautiful blessings to you, Crystal. And I will be checking my email later today. So we'll figure something out. All right. So what is next? What is next? We've got Brianna, my dear, and then Kirsten, and then Plinda. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm going to actually send a screenshot of this to my husband so he can deal with the health department, because he wanted to talk to them anyway. So let me text him really fast while we wait for Brianna's question. Okay, I don't need to do that. I need to send a picture. Don't need to take a picture of myself. Okay. Okay, there we go. So 2, 3. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, but mom duties, life duties. Will you channel a message for my boyfriend and I? We are currently on a road trip and want to know where spirit is guiding us the next 5 days. Currently in Sedona. Oh, yay. Coming in hot from Sedona. We are here for it. We're going to the Angels and Ancestors deck. Let's get a message for Brianna and her boyfriend on their wonderful road trip, and where is Spirit guiding them over these next 5 days? You're spending these amazing eclipse energies in Sedona. That's beautiful. I don't know if you had it planned to stay put tonight at least, but they're really showing me that it would be beneficial to stay in the vicinity at least for another 24 hours or so. Wow. But wherever it is you're going, this came out for Kat earlier today, but wherever it is you're going, you are just going to be the light in the place that you're at. You're just living your best life. You're being the light. You're having an amazing time. You're very connected to nature. So maybe you're hiking around, looking at rock formations, going to those different vortexes or vortices. I don't know the plural of that. Oh, Vicky, thank you so much for your donation. We will get you on the list as well. Oh, and we got Junking Data Girl as well. Okay, I'm going to add both of them before I forget, and then we will finish with Brianna's question. And there we are. I have a mod, so I'm kind of wearing lots of hats today. Wearing my mom hat, my channeler hat, my mod and mom hat. All right, so there's our list. But yes, wherever you go, there you are, is what I just heard. So wherever you feel called, and this is an exciting thing, because I have always had this dream. I haven't made it happen yet, but I've always had this dream that I would maybe have a general direction in mind, and I would have supplies, my family, food, money, my GPS ready, and just let us go where the road takes us. Like, to me, that would be like my ultimate dream. Not actually planning a vacation and all the things we're going to do along the way, but just leaving it open to, ooh, there's a sign, let's follow that. Like, that is my ultimate dream. I think maybe somehow, some way, someday I'm going to make that happen. Kind of go with that energy. Just let the road take you where it will. Let the signs and symbols and synchronicities, because especially where you're at during this powerful portal, especially on the 28th, very powerful time to be where you are, Brianna. I'm a little bit jealous, not gonna lie. That's awesome. But just being where you are over these next few days in that vicinity is really gonna lend you major spiritual upgrade. And did you not, Brianna, did you not get this card last time when we were asking about your trip? I think we did, if I'm not mistaken. I've done a lot of readings since then, but let me know, Brianna, if you remember this card, Earth Mother, because Mama Monica was coming in through this card constantly when we got it last time, if I remember right. Feel loved and comforted. So remember what I was saying about immersing yourself in all that beautiful, lovely nature. We've got butterflies. We've got barn owl. We've got another butterfly. So there is a lot of transformation that is taking place as a result of this road trip. So I'm sure you're going to have a lot of spiritual epiphanies during your road trip, but you also maybe, when you get home, just feel like your life is on a whole new trajectory spiritually, but like in such a good way. Like in such a good way. We also, another one, again, look at the barn owl symbolism here. So Barn Owl is coming in hot today for you guys. And we've got the Shaman card, Trust in Higher Forces. So this is you really tuning in and becoming in touch with that inner shaman, that inner healer, that inner spiritual person, that soul that's having this human experience. You're really tapping into your native roots. Because didn't we talk about that? And we've got a native person here on the card. This is powerful, transformational stuff for you, especially now. And then also on the 28th, we're shifting epochs. Basically, like the end of a however many 1,000-year cycle is happening on May 28th. Like, whoa. Look up the Toltec epoch thing. You will find out information about that. Major stuff. One more card. What does Brianna need to know over these next 5 days? Got so many angels here. Yes, and you're going to continue to meet these people. Did you actually see or meet or see, I guess I already said that, the person kind of wearing this color? Because didn't we get that traveler, I think it was in this deck. She was wearing a she's on the back of the deck. Oh my God, I am shook right now. I was gonna like kind of shuffle through and find it. It was right there. You got this last time, and I was really directed to this kind of ruby red color that was Mama Monica's favorite color of this headscarf. Did you see that yet? Have you come across that symbol yet for you? Oh my goodness, I just shocked myself. That Moldavite that I'm wearing in my bra is really coming out to play for us with these energies today, you guys. Woo! Let's get one more word of advice or message. But that traveler card does say move in a new direction, which you've been doing. You've been moving and doing things. So maybe some of the plan that you had kind of got rerouted or shifted slightly, or maybe you showed up at a place that wasn't open, so you kind of had to bide your time doing other things for a bit. Sorry about that. Text, my husband's like, he's gonna call him, so we'll get all that squared away. But yeah, let's find out. Yeah, my day took on a new direction today with Boston coming home from close contact with someone who had close contact. It wasn't even a positive test in his class, but I guess of the 20-some students, only 4 of them got to stay in class, and all the rest, because they were in close contact with someone who had close contact. It's like, I was a friend of a friend, kind of like third-hand smoking situation, if that's even a thing. Yeah, my day got rerouted. But what else for I almost called you Monica. That's interesting. What else for Brianna? Because Mama Monica's right there. She's along for the ride for sure. Brianna. Okay, yeah, transition. That's basically what we're talking about. Just feeling all of that. And then look here. I'm really directed back to that pregnant belly of Earth here. The transition phase is going from, getting ready to push this baby out. That's the transition phase of labor. So there's something that you're wanting or needing to birth that, wow, major chills. You're going to know very, very soon. You're going to be in the transition phase of actually being able to energetically birth this idea, this creation, whatever it is you're trying to do. Maybe even solidifying your connection to spirit. This is all connected, but you being where you are and where you're intuitively guided over these next 5 days, follow your intuition. It's leading you. And so is Mama Monica and Mother Earth. Yeah, but just be wide open to just be very present in your moments and be very wide open to moving around, doing what you need to do, going where you feel called to go. This is all going to play a role. Oh gosh, I met 2 angels. One was a woman and one was a man. No one was wearing red yet, but my root chakra has been pulsating. Yes, and it will. When you're connected like that to that earth down there, whew, I can't wait to take my own trip to Sedona someday. It'll happen. Her face is in the sky last night next to the full moon. I wept. Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah, because I know she's making herself known throughout this journey for you. She really is. But you will still see this red symbolism. You will see it. You will see it somewhere, somehow, some way. But the fact that you saw her in this face in the sky, that's so powerful, so beautiful. My goodness, I'm so happy for you. But yeah, just let the wind take you where it will, or your intuition take you where it will these next 5 days, and you will not be disappointed. And when you get home, you're just going to be raring and ready to go in the direction of your dreams. It's beautiful. Awesome. Vicky Downey, I may be slightly addicted to your channel. Aw, well, we're here for it. We're here for you. We love it. So, dear Kirsten, you are next, my dear, and then Pelinda is on deck, and then Junking Data Girl, and then Vicky Downey, and I think that's going to be all we have time for. It's almost 1 o'clock where I live, and my youngest, because my oldest is home because of close contact with someone who had close contact, so he is probably on way too much screen time downstairs, just taking care of himself. Poor little guy. I didn't even make him lunch. I'm sure he figured it out. He's a pretty independent guy, so he can figure it out. But yes, about an hour from now, I definitely have to wrap up because my youngest will be on the way home from school with my husband. So, Kirsten, is Tyler from Oklahoma my soulmate, and does Grandma have any messages for me? Okay, here is our current list. Let's go in to the spirit question first. So, does Grandma have messages for Kirsten? Ooh. We've got self-sabotage. So when you learn to get out of your own way, which to me, this is current energy. You've found many ways to get out of your own way lately, Kirsten, and it's really opened up major possibility for your future. It's like major timelines have shifted as you just not settling for less lately, and to stop settling and allowing others to kind of direct the flow of your life. you've put your foot down in a lot of areas lately. So this self-sabotage to me feels like something on the way out mostly rather than something future. But your grandmother wants you to know that when you learn to get out of your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's that inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. Again, going back to the ex and stuff. It wasn't the ex that was holding you back. It was you staying in the relationship or just allowing things to continue status quo that made you kind of self-sabotage yourself. But your grandmother's stepping in to say that it wasn't just, for no reason. You were learning a lot of really rich lessons through this transition between your relationship with this ex and just to kind of into this transition of finding yourself again, and then into this transition of motherhood and a future possibility for a soulmate connection. Like, you're in it right now. You are in it to win it, is what she just told me. And not to feel down or dejected that you aren't already where you want to be, or that, oh no, I wasted so much time or so many years. I wished I wouldn't have done that. No, it's all leading for your soul's highest good and evolution. The fact that you went through all of this stuff. We have another donation coming in from Lucid Curious. Thank you so much. We will get you on the list as well. But they want you. Spirit wants you. Your grandmother wants you to ask the universe for help. Ask for help because it is available widely, not just in the spirit realm, but like in your 3D day-to-day life with friends, family members, maybe even this ex. There's a lot of help available, but the answer is going to be no unless you ask. So it says, just ask. There are many here in the spirit world that can assist you at this time. We are made up of the divine source, your loved ones, friends, guides, angels, and spirit helpers who are waiting to assist you. We are your spiritual team, and all you have to do is ask for our help and guidance, and especially to not just the spirit realm, but asking people for help in real life. Or if someone's stepping in to say, hey, let me do you a favor, or let me do this. A lot of times we, as especially women, especially, we just want to do it all ourselves or think we have to do it all ourselves. When a lot of times we block our blessings by saying, oh no, I got it, I'll do it, or I'll figure it out. When in fact, wow, Spirit's saying there's a deck over there we need to grab, so I'm going to go get it. You may be blocking your blessings in some way still by not allowing certain people to help you. But of course, using your own intuition is the help that these people are offering. Does it come with strings attached? Because oftentimes, if that's the case, you don't need it because you're freeing yourself from the strings of other people. But asking your guides and angels to point out what is meant for you, who is meant for you, where you need to go. This is going to help you. Let me grab this deck over here real quick. All right. We've got the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle cards coming out to play today. So, what do we have? So this is going to be about that soulmate, or Tyler, it was, I think. Tyler from Oklahoma, Kirsten's soulmate, and does grandma. Okay, we did the grandma part. Oh, well. Okay. We got two. Okay, so we have wealth. And we have the serpent, knowledge and healing. So, wow, there definitely is this sense of very deep roots with you and this person, Tyler. You have a lot of past lives, especially here in the earth realm with Tyler. So yes, absolute soulmate connection. This is someone you've been in many lifetimes with, not just as a love interest, but also as a brother, as maybe you were his father, he was your daughter, all sorts of dynamics. You've been many, 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 many lifetimes with Tyler is really what they're showing me. But there is this wealth of spiritual knowledge that you have to gain just by being friends with him or in a relationship with him, however resonates with you. There's a lot of spiritual wealth and wisdom you are gaining when you talk to him, when you text him, when you message him, when you guys are together, when you're hanging out, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of wealth and just wisdom and knowledge that's coming forth with the two of you. But he's also someone who catalyzes or sparks a lot of change in your life. We've got the 23 here, which adds up to 5, which is all about change. But it can also be conflict. So not to say that you have conflict with him, but just having him in your life may have at times caused conflict. Maybe jealousy with other people. If he's been in your life when you were with someone else, or he was with someone else and it made the other, friend or lover jealous in some way, just the connection that the two of you have. But there is this sense of, wisdom, wealth, and knowledge, and also healing that you guys trigger within each other. Yes, he pushes you to be better. That's exactly what I would say with this snake card. This is all about healing and leveling up spiritually as well. When you pair it up with this as well, I mean, it's just like a perfect storm of becoming your greatest version, which doesn't always look pretty and clean and cut nicely. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's chaotic, but I don't see that the two of you have any animosity or like, butting of heads so much. It's just the other people surrounding you, maybe jealousy or conflict with other people in your lives that happens as a result of the two of you coming together energetically or, through a text message or something. He sees the best qualities in me that I have a hard time appreciating. Yes. And he will be that person that will be a cheerleader for you. I do see, whether you do kind of get into a relationship with him in the future or you remain friends or, whatever the case may be for you, he is just going to be a stable foundation for you. And a lot of times those soulmate connections can be a good, stable relationship, ultimately long-term, whether as a friend, a lover, a family member. These are the ones that we come back to over and over and over again. So my ex-husband will most likely be jealous when he finds out I'm talking to another guy. Yeah, that could be where that jealousy is coming in and the triggering is coming in. But I would just say there's nothing for you to worry about surrounding that, so don't worry about it. Just know that it could be a possibility, and ultimately whatever jealousy or things are triggered as a result, it is for your highest growth and Tyler's highest growth as well. So I hope that resonated for you, Kirsten, and thanks again for your donation, dear. All right, so let me add Lucid Curious to the chat, to the list. Lucid Curious. So Plinda, you are next, my dear. So Plinda, if I'm saying that right. You're so welcome, Kirsten. Thanks again. Good to have you here. Always a pleasure to see you. So Plinda, if you're here, let us know. And then Junking Data Girl, Vicky Downey, and Lucid Curious, you guys are all on deck. All right, I am hungry. I am thirsty. All right, Plinda's question. I've gotten notice at my job leaving April 2022 to pursue new opportunities. Honestly, I'm only staying that long for financial reasons. I'm wondering if you see me leaving sooner. All right. Yes, and that sounds perfect for pronunciation. Thank you so much. Cool. I'm glad. I don't always like mispronouncing everybody's stuff. Okay, so we got one card coming up for tarot. I want to get a yes or no kind of, will you be able to leave sooner than that time? Okay, so there is this compromise at hand. So you're kind of compromising because there is still something for you to gain from this place of business, even if it's just the monetary aspect, there's still something that you're gaining. So it is actually worth it for you that if you do want to stay that long, you absolutely can. But there may be, before that time is up, a way that you can choose a new direction or a beautiful, pristine, glorious job opportunity comes up for you that feels almost handpicked, like it was handmade, handcrafted, handpicked for you. And I do see maybe one other kind of thing that you're thinking of. Should I leave my job for this other? Should I apply? That kind of fizzles out. But I'm seeing now December. December's really popping in. Come December, they're just, wow, major chills. And again, that might be during the next eclipse cycle, if I'm not mistaken, December time, maybe even January, somewhere in there is going to be the next eclipse cycle where you will have the opportunity. Again, whether you take it or not is up to you, but you will have a beautiful, glorious opportunity. I mean, look at that, pointing that beautiful scepter of light up into the sky, pointing a new direction, and it's elevated. It's something much higher, much better, much more fine-tuned. Again, feels hand-selected for you specifically. All of your talents, all of your gifts, all of your passion will be able to be infused into this new direction you're choosing. But just talking about you being there till April 2022, or just kind of you still being there just for more financial reasons, it makes sense with this Hierophant. The Hierophant wants to do things by the book, kind of in a more traditional way. So this is kind of where you're at now. You're pretty much still there. You're still putting in your best effort and contributing, or maybe some days slightly less than your best effort, but you're still contributing. You're still there because financially this makes sense. So until this doesn't make sense anymore, you're absolutely welcome to stay where you're at. But once it stops making sense because something so much better pops in for you, and they're showing me too, the tailor-made job for you, it's actually going to pay more than where you're at. Maybe not by a lot to start, but ultimately the potential of what this new direction you're going has to actually pay you long term is huge. It's much better suited for your wallet and your peace of mind and your passion and your purpose than where you're currently at. Let's pick a clarifier for when you do shift a new direction in this job. What does this mean for your life? For Plinda, ooh, we got two coming out. Oh my gosh, I see one of them face up and I'm excited. Oh wow, I'm even more excited now for you, Plinda. Okay, the first one I saw was strength. So this is you blooming from within. You're taking all of that, I just heard the word soul sucking. So this job you may be in, like you say, you're merely there pretty much for the financial reason. So the job itself, maybe the people, just everything going on in this place, it almost feels soul sucking. And as a result of you leaving there, look, you're blooming from within. You're taking all of that, stuff you had to kind of put in internally to just kind of hold it down and just kind of go through the motions and live out the life of this job you just don't really like. You're letting all of that creativity burst out, that passion, that purpose, that excitement for what it is you do for a living. You're letting it all burst out, and it's just bursting out. Look at that. So you're tapping into this source of inner strength as you go through the transition between the job you're in and the job you will be in. And we've got that Page of Cups coming in as the outcome of when you choose this new direction. This is an exciting surprise. This is totally going to catch you off guard in such a good way. Like you're going to be like, there's no way they're paying that much for this job that feels so perfect for me. I'm getting a little bit of a pain. I know I'm hungry. Yeah, we've established that. But I'm getting a bit of a sharp pain in my stomach area, which is that solar plexus. So to me, this does feel almost like you do have to tap into or feel into that source of inner strength to actually make this choice a reality. Because this almost to me feels like you, Plinda, almost feel like I'm not qualified enough for this job. So if I apply, they're going to deny me. There's no way they'll give me this job. Apply. You don't understand. This job was tailor-made for you and you're going to get it. But you cannot let fear hold you back, or feeling like, oh no, what if I can't do it? Or, just those limiting beliefs surrounding, oh no, it's too big for me. I don't know if I can do it. Follow your intuition always, but don't let fear hold you back is what I'm hearing. Beautiful surprises. Oh no, my thing stopped working for a second. It's back. I'm like, oh no, did my internet go out? What's happening? But yeah, beautiful. You've got this, Plinda. So make sure you're following your intuition and only staying as long as you feel you need to be. So I hope that resonated. It feels exciting. I'm excited for you. I'm feeling the tingles and the chills from the crown to the toes. This is good. Soul sucking is very accurate. Woohoo! For the excitement coming out and a new direction. Could never ever see myself working for someone else, but wonderful news. Thank you so much for this. You're so welcome. And that whole mentality of, I could never see myself working for anyone else. Just make sure you kind of start right now working on releasing yourself from those limiting beliefs or those blocks, thinking you're not good enough for this new direction, because you are. Again, tailor-made, hand-picked for you, this job. It's going to hit all of your strong suits, and even then, you still may feel, oh no, I'm not qualified enough. And even if you, per their requirements for applying for the job, and maybe you don't quite meet the mark on all of that, apply anyway. Apply anyway, because this is going to put you in a direction that is much more suited for your highest good, for sure. Okay, so Junking Data Girl, you are next, and then Vicky Downey, and then Lucid Curious. Okay. Copy my list. Water. You're so very welcome. And thanks again for your lovely donation. Always appreciated. Okay, so who is, oh yeah, Junking Data Girl. And I have it Unking Data Girl. I apologize for that. I don't know what I'm doing here. So I think that was who was next. Am I right? Let me double check, because I might have deleted the person who I'm actually trying to call out. Nope, that's it. Yeah, Junking Data Girl. So Junking Data Girl, you are next. And then Vicky Downey, and then Lucid Curious, and then that will be all we have time for. Because again, our little guy will be home in not that long, and I need to eat some lunch and get ready for baseball if they have it tonight with the weather. It quit raining, so maybe. Thank you so much, Ethan, for helping. Curios. Yeah, I keep curios, like curio cabinet. Yeah, I know I keep mispronouncing that. I apologize. I'm reading that weird. Thank you so much, Ethan. Lucid curios. Yeah, okay. Now I get it. All right. So Junking Data Girl, I'm not seeing your question, but we will let you roll back on out. Let's go into Vicky Downey's question. She's got it posted here, and then Junking Data Girl, go ahead and post your question whenever you hear this, and we'll get into it right after Vicky's question. So is there anything? Oh, no. I guess Junking Data Girl's here, so we'll roll into Junking Data Girl. So hi, yeah, general for next 2 weeks. Any messages for me? Thank you. And then Vicky, we will hit you up, my dear. So since Spirit needed me to get this off the shelf, we're just gonna keep going with this deck. This one fell out, and we put that one away earlier, and it fell out again. Okay. Junking Data Girl next 2 weeks. Oh, my necklace is getting all caught up in my hair. Okay. So yeah, there is a lot of knowledge coming to light, or hidden things coming to light. There's a sense of healing going on between now and that next solar eclipse 2 weeks from now. You're just doing some healing. So healing isn't always fun. It isn't always easy. So you may have just a lot of emotions really close to the surface that really want to be released. So if you're feeling emotional, even if you don't know why, allow yourself to feel these things. Of course, get into a place where you can feel vulnerable without feeling ashamed of yourself. So if you're home, in the privacy of your home is probably the best place. But if you're feeling emotional, you don't even have to say, well, why am I feeling like this? Or beating yourself up for, thinking about someone again, or thinking about something again, or worrying or stressing. Allow yourself to feel whatever it is you're going to feel, but don't attach to it. Allow yourself to kind of move through it by feeling it. You got to feel it to heal with it, to heal it, to deal with it, to release it. So allow yourself to feel any emotions or feelings or thoughts that are coming up, because they are really helping you tap into this inner knowing that is within you, this sense of intuition that has maybe sometimes felt a little elusive to you or kind of hard to tap into. But you also have the wild fairy, thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. So pairing this card up with the one we had here about the emotions, allowing yourself to feel it, this is showing me that you may be stressing out or kind of doing a lot of mental bubble gum or mental flossing, where you're just thinking about the worst case scenario for certain things, or worrying, oh no, if this person does this, then I'll have to do this, and like kind of downward spiral. Stop that. So next 2 weeks, really catch yourself if you start stressing out, or thinking negative thoughts about yourself, about others, about the situations you're currently in, and allowing yourself to analyze the data. You are the Junking Data Girl, right? Analyze the data at hand, but don't attach that ego or that, oh no, if this happens, then this will happen. If that happens, then this. Allow yourself to analyze what the information that you have at play is. Allow yourself to analyze it, but feel more into your emotions of it rather than just staying up in your head about it. Or if, it keeps coming up and you try not to think about it, but you try not to think about it, makes you think about it even harder. Sit down and just say, okay, get it out. Okay, what worries are you throwing my way, ego? What worries are you throwing my way, mind, brain? What are you trying to show me? And then maybe even writing it out, like a journal entry, or maybe like a voice memo thing, and just say, I'm worried about this. I'm worried if this person does this. And just allow yourself to get it all out. That will actually free up that mental space so that you can actually take all the information at hand and then analyze what it is you need to do. We're going to spellcasters next. Next 2 weeks for Junking Data Girl. Ooh, we got Well, two more fell, but they're saying they're not important. So we're going to stick to this one here, new beginnings. New beginnings coming into play. This is like a new doorway open to you. And this could even be something that you thought could happen, and then, the door got shut in your face. So you kind of like, okay, I guess that can't happen. It's like the door, like you turned your back on it and then the door opened. Like, okay, I surrender. I don't need it anyway. Whatever. Who cares? Don't want it. Don't need it. And then you turn around and the door's open for you. So there's this new beginning coming, especially surrounding knowledge or knowing the truth of something. Maybe even seeing through that worry, that thought, just everything going on with that mental clarity that we got in that collective reading I did at the beginning of this live stream. The first 39 minutes were devoted to breaking down those eclipse energies, and then I did a collective reading on all of us here in the chat, or all of us that would watch the replay. I picked up on all of our collective energies, and we were gaining clarity. Where we once had confusion, we were gaining clarity. Where there was once clutter, we've got, a clean scenario. Let me pick these two up. They didn't say they were that important. I'll just read them anyway. So trust your intuition is what I just heard, and then reconciliation. So you may be reconciling with someone or something. Again, with the revisiting something that you maybe had closed the door on, or the door had closed on you. It's coming up again, but they're saying these two aren't as important as the one that we did draw with the new beginning. So I hope that resonated, but just keep an open mind, especially where information is concerned. If there's information coming to you that does not resonate with you, or you intuitively feel like someone's lying to you, or that all the facts aren't present, find the facts, or go within and try to figure out what this is trying to show you, because you are shifting your dynamic, you're shifting your perspective in a way where you're kind of getting out of that mental stagnation, or just worry. You're coming into this more sense of good luck, where things are finally moving forward. Things are working out in your favor much quicker and much more frequently after these next 2 weeks. You're going to see like a veil or a weight has been lifted, and you're going to be able to move forward much quicker in any goals, dreams, desires that you have. So I hope that resonates, Junking Data Girl. That's good energy. You're coming out of that stagnancy, or just feeling stuck, or like unnecessary, what's the word? Unnerved, unknowing. I don't know. Like all those words are coming up. I still don't have that new idea, but we'll keep you updated. Yeah, you will have it soon. I really do see that happening for you. All right, so Vicky Downey, and you already posted your question, so we're going to get right into it for you, my dear. Vicky Downey posted her question. Is there anything Spirit would like Vicky to know right now? General reading. And we're going with the music oracles for you, Vicky. Okay. So I'm already hearing for you, Vicky, that whoever we draw from this pile, there may be a need for you to go and listen to one of their songs, because there's going to be an additional message for you in that. Oh, that's so weird, Vicky. Yeah, I mean, we are that high vibe tribe, so we do pick up on those collective energies. So, if something resonates with you and it's not even your reading, you can still claim it. The fact that your awareness, your attention, remember, we pay attention, like I said at the beginning of this live stream, we pay attention. So wherever our focus is in any moment, Spirit is coming in hot with messages. So even if it's not a reading you paid for, just the fact you're viewing this right now, there could be messages in other people's readings for you as well. I always like to highlight that, but I rarely do. I like to highlight it when I'm reminded of it. So yeah. All right, so for Vicky, any general guidance, any information, which music oracle wants to come out for Vicky? They're taking their sweet time. So again, there just may be this feeling in your life, Vicky, like nothing's really happening. Nothing's really moving forward, at least at the rate that you would like it to. Wow, these cards are normally very jumpy, and they're taking a sweet, sweet minute. Here it is. They're saying here it is. Okay, so there's Bruce Springsteen. The first song that comes to mind for me for Bruce Springsteen would be a song called Born in the USA, which I know, Vicky, you yourself are not born in the USA, but there may be some, at least that I know of, maybe you were, but I know at least Cheyenne has ties to Ireland. You'll have to let me know, but there's a message in that song, Born in the USA, or any other, if you're a Bruce Springsteen fan, or you know other songs that are kind of hitting your intuition right now by this artist, then also check those songs out as well. But there is this beautiful message within that song, Born in the USA, Oh, cool. I'm Irish. Yes, I figured you were. So check that out. Even if you weren't born in the USA, there might be some guidance for you from spirit in that. And he is also known as the boss. That was kind of his nickname. He's the boss. Like if you say the boss, everyone knows you're talking about Bruce Springsteen. And so there's this sense of maybe you needing to kind of take control or the reins of your own life and be the boss of your own life. But it says here, there will always be magic, even on the darkest nights. So even if you feel like you've been in a dark night of the soul or just not really in control of your own life, just know there is magic even in that darkness or just not feeling completely in control of your life. There's still magic at play. There's still things going on. I like I'm on Fire by Bruce Springsteen. Yes, that might be another good one for you to, tap into. It is pinned on his coat here, so that's really standing out. Also, Born in the USA is here, and Born to Run and The Boss. Those are all the little things on his shirt here. So those all might play a role or have other synchronicities for you. May your mistakes, like your sins, be your own. So this is saying, if you're going to make a mistake, you might as well go all in on it and really put your best foot forward in any direction you go, because even if it ends up being a mistake, it was always meant to happen for your highest growth, for your highest good, to put you on a path. Like I was saying earlier, even if, Jasmine Ridley's reading, I had mentioned earlier, even if her going after this townhouse and, it leads to a dead end, still her taking the action in the direction of this townhouse that led her to the dead end, put her in alignment with the next path. So still using your intuition to really tap into what it is you're supposed to be doing and what's meant for you, even if that said thing doesn't work out 100%, when you get where you're going a year from now, you can kind of work your way backward and really see how you actually ended up getting to where you were by, allowing yourself to fumble or fail or make mistakes or go in the wrong direction. No, we're always, always, always on the right path. And fight me on it. I know a lot of people are like, I don't feel like I'm on the right path. You're on the right path. But just you knowing that you're wondering, am I on the right path? Lets you know there's a new path that you're going to take. So we also have here, follow the river, but keep your eyes on the sea. So I like this. This is saying you'll be in that present moment, surrender to what is going on in your life. But that fatalistic surrender would just be like, well, what's the point? I give up. My future is doomed. Da, 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 da. And the type of surrender we're talking about, Vicky, is not that fatalistic kind. This is surrendering to what is right now, but also knowing that the future will hold something brighter and even making plans for that beautiful future that you can maybe see just in the distance. But just knowing that sea, follow the river, but keep your eyes on the sea. Be in the present moment, but also be looking ahead so you can steer your life in the direction you want to go. Make those plans. Take those actions. Your now moment is where your actions are being taken, right? So pairing up your now moment and your future, let them work as one. Let them work in tangent, because the river always makes it to the sea. And then when it makes it to the sea, that will be the now moment of then. You know what I mean? So you're really finding your way through the struggle or through the confusion of your life, and you're gaining that clarity that we talked about in that collective reading. The first 39 minutes of the live, I did a deep dive into the energies and I did a collective reading for all of us watching this and watching the playback. So we also have John Lennon and Kurt Cobain. They're telling me not to read the stuff on it, but maybe these two artists have some, I don't know, near and dear to your heart in some way, or you enjoy their music. They're saying, okay, now just read the top one. We're all in this mess together, so we may as well make some noise. So yeah, this is collective energy, Vicky. You are, you may not be the only one struggling. Just seek solace in the knowing that you're not the only one having to struggle through this energy. We're all right there with you. Sorry, my thing hit the table here. Move that down. And also John Lennon, not everything you see is a mirage, not everything you hear is a lie. So, again, tapping back into your own purpose, your own power, and knowing that you can move from there. And then it's funny, we got another one. All three of these people are deceased. Freddie Mercury's coming out to play as well. So you've got a high vibe tribe of deceased musicians that want to work with you or help you in some way as well. A dramatic life is better than being dramatic about life. So even if things are being shaken up in your life, just know You are supported right now, Vicky, and things are actually working out for your highest good. Even if you can't see it yet, even if things have felt stuck or just like, I don't even know what direction to go, just call on your guides, your angels, your crossed over loved ones for help, because they will be that shining beacon of light in that, they'll be that sea. You're in the river, they are the sea. You're making your way back to spirit. Look at it that way. And you've got this. Whatever you're struggling through or working through right now, you've got this. So tell me now to pull an ancestor and angels and ancestor card. So I'm just going to listen. Woo. Wow, protection guardian, drop your shields. So this might even, they're really showing me that heart chakra. They're really lighting it up with green because she's got that green ball in her hand there, which the hand chakras are just an extension of that heart chakra, right? That healing energy we get in our hands. But there is this need for you to drop your shields, especially surrounding what you feel is possible for you, Vicky. We also have snakes shed old skin. So you are going through that transitional phase, and it's not easy. It's difficult. At best, it's difficult. So allow yourself to feel that difficulty and just to be uncomfortable for a while, because it's going to be okay. And drop your shields, especially surrounding that heart chakra. I definitely feel stuck, waiting on an offer from someone from ages, and was told, I'm in a job that's not meant for me. Yeah. So maybe this uncomfortableness is just you really feeling into, well, what is meant for me? And just putting it out to the universe that you're ready for what is meant for you. You're ready for the old to shed away. And again, powerful day to do these intentions or set these intentions would be right now today, because this is the powerful eclipse today, right now. To me, like one of these cards was backwards. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting the aura of the deck. Sometimes I pick up on the aura of something and it looks a different color. I don't know what went on with that. All right. Yeah, let those walls down a little bit, Vicky. You can do it. Yeah, manifest that you are not stuck. That's absolutely correct. Lucid Curios. Yes. All right, and I think Lucid is our next person on deck, and she has posted her question. General reading, what's the universe trying to tell me that I cannot see? With a yes, no on medical thing, if possible, please and thank you. Okay, let's start with your medical yes, no. Just get that rolling for you. Let's see if we can get a yes, no on the medical thing, please. I just love that people keep calling me, health departments and numbers I don't know. I'm on live right now. Come on, people. Maybe that's a sign for you, Lucid Curios, that you're getting a call. I feel it's good news. So if you're wanting a yes, I feel like you're going to get a yes. If you're wanting a no with the medical thing, I think you're going to get a no. Let's just see for this medical thing. Ooh, we got two flying out. Wow. Just like you were telling Vicky to manifest what she wants, I feel like you're about the same. Remain positive. Keep thinking of the thing you want. I dropped my hematite sphere. Let me grab her. Put that back so the Moldavite doesn't take me over. Take me right on to 5D, Moldavite. We got here, remain positive. So just being very positive, and whatever outcome you're hoping for, the yes or the no of this medical thing, remaining positive will get you there. But within the next few months, you're going to have this thing figured out, or have at least a protocol that you follow or something. Again, you may be getting, if you're awaiting some sort of result or lab, needing a phone call from someone or needing to make an appointment, make that call or wait for that call. And I think it's going to be news that you're really excited to hear. That's the thing we got for the medical. But again, they're showing me too, if it's not quite the diagnosis or the news you were wanting to hear, in a roundabout way, you're getting your ultimate happiness and wish as a result of this. So if this is something you're going to have to figure out, say if it's a chronic illness or something, you're getting so much out of whatever this is, but they're really almost showing me, just have faith, because you really can, all healing is self-healing. We take a medication with the intention to, get rid of our headache or whatever the medication's helping us with. It's our intention to combat such that mostly does the work for us, the healing. So yeah, you're going to get the answer you want. It may even be in kind of a weird roundabout way, but you're going to get your answer that you're wanting. Cool card. Lots of dropsies today. Yeah. Moldavite. Yeah, I got it right here. A choice you need to make. Okay, cool. Yeah, here's my Moldavite. Um, very cool. Very cool. And they say Moldavite chooses you, and I wholeheartedly believe that because I went through pages and pages and pages of different Moldavite listings in this place I bought the Moldavite from, and I'd click on one here or there, but it didn't feel right. But there was one I'm like, this is it. I didn't know why. I just knew it was. It wasn't even the prettiest one on there. It wasn't. Sorry, Dr. Norman Langston. I named him Norman Langston. Dr. Norman Langston. But he wasn't even the prettiest one. Shh, don't tell him I said that. But I clicked on it, and then when I saw the dimensions and then I saw the SKU number on it, I was like, oh snap, it's for me, because it was GP44. I have been seeing that number 44, 444 everywhere since before my Kundalini awakening. So I knew it was like ding, 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 we have a winner. That's us trusting our intuition and following our guidance. Norman Langston, I want to call him Dr. Norman P. Langston. Like maybe he's got a really prestigious middle name. I don't know. But yeah, that's his name. And he picked me. I did not pick him, even though I guess the feeling was kind of mutual because, yeah, he's cool. We make it work. All right, so I hope that resonated for you, Lucid Curios, and thanks again for your donation. Yeah, he's fancy. He's rocking a fancy name at the very least, and I think that is the end of our list. Yeah, but I better go make my child some food and me some food and get a little bit grounded, maybe put my Moldavite back with the little setup I've got going on over here. They say too, if you have a Moldavite, you don't want to just leave it on its own, like, oh, I'm going to put it in a box or put it on a shelf by itself. You want to store it with other crystals so it has less chance of just disappearing. Because Moldavite is a stone. You can watch, you can research, you can, firsthand accounts from other people. Their Moldavite will disappear on them. Sometimes it will come back, sometimes it will not. But your best bet is to store it or, let it sit, let it sleep, let it rest with another stone. So we're resting with this clear quartz point, which I normally use as my pendulum charging station. Although, where is it? Here it is. I did get a new pendulum setup. I kind of stole Dr. Lupo's idea. He's got a much fancier, bigger, cooler bowl than this, but I was at a secondhand antique store and saw this bad boy for $4. We've got butterflies, which are all about transformation and change and metamorphosis in our lives. And I've got spots for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pendulums, 9 closing out cycles, and I've only got 4 pendulums. So I'm gonna fill this bad boy with some Himalayan salt, and ultimately this will be my charging station. They will just charge in the salt when I'm not using them. I'm excited to get that going, but for now, they're still using my quartz point. But you guys don't care about my personal life and what I do with my stuff. So we're going to end it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. But if you are just now joining us or you want to catch the replay of the big in-depth dive we did with these eclipse energies that we're currently experiencing, and I did a collective reading for all of us watching now and on the replay. I included all of our collective energies, not just the collective as in humanity, but like our specific collective of, I call us the High Vibe Tribe. So all of the High Vibe Tribe, or those just popping in to see the message, if you don't want to consider yourself a part of the High Vibe Tribe, that's okay too. First 39 minutes of the live stream, you can check that out, and if you want to make it go quicker, you can always put that up to 2 times speed with the little gear to watch it even quicker and get to the point even quicker. Yeah, I talk quickly, kind of normally, naturally anyway, so sometimes when I put myself on 2 times speed, I sound like an auctioneer. I kind of stumble over my words at times. I do have K2 in the 3rd house, which is all about communication, but I think 2nd house is more your speech and your voice, which I've got Uranus in the 2nd house, aspected by Mercury, so there, I got that going for me. Great live, Amanda. Give the boys love for me. Yes, I will. Oh, Mom, I was going to tell you too, Boston's only going to be home until Monday, so he can go back to school Tuesday because he was considered close contact with someone who had close contact, which, if I'm not mistaken, didn't we open up the state of Montana like months ago? Like, what is happening? I don't get it. I really don't understand what they're doing, making people stay home and hold people hostage. At least in my area, there's no outbreak. Like, there's nothing crazy going on, so I just don't understand why. We gotta get life rolling again. I don't know. Maybe that's just my own personal opinion that you guys don't need to hear, but I'm over it. I'm so over it. But again, maybe this is teaching me something. This is the day of the eclipse. So I'm here for the lessons. Spirit, whatever lessons you're trying to teach us through this, I'm here for it. So we just close my mouth and shut it, and I will let you guys go about the rest of your day. But I just want to say thanks again, you guys, so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you right here back at the Done Creative, and also over on my live stream channel, or no, my main channel, the Done Creative. This is the Done Creative Live. You are on my live stream channel. I have a new pick a card going live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, and now I can't remember what that pick a card is because I filmed like 3-4 of them in the last couple days, and now I'm confused. But there will be a new pick a card. I did pay the 10, but I got a yes or no. That's okay. Oh, that's right. I meant to do the second half of your question. So yeah, those of you who want to go, I'm just going to wrap up with Lucid Curio's rest of her question because I did the yes, no, and then totally spaced doing the rest of it because we did the yes, no, I think. Yeah, what's the universe trying to tell you you cannot see? So we'll get into that. So goodbye to everyone else. Me and Lucid Curios, we can hang out here and finish your reading. I apologize again. Flighty, spacey, especially with little Moldavite. I took it out and now I'm just fondling myself. It froze right there. That's so bad. Yeah, I'm like all fondling myself trying to find the Moldavite that I put away over here. So we can't blame the Moldavite. I mean, I'm still in the general vicinity, but okay. Let's get into what's the universe trying to tell Lucid Curios that you cannot see. She cannot see. What's the universe trying to tell? Okay. Ooh. Wow. Well, the word universe is in your question. Wondrous universe. Walk in beauty. So this is really having you or wanting you to embrace just everything. They're just showing me like the whole expanse of the cosmos and the universe and beyond. Like, just realize that we are but a speck of dust in this great microcosm and macrocosm of just world, life, universe. But we make up such a vital and integral role within all of this. So make sure that you don't think of yourself as anything less than miraculous is really what I'm hearing. So as far as what you can, something that you can't see that, let me reword it because man, my K2 is really messing up my mode of communication, third house right this second. Let me reread your question to word it the way you did because it was so much more eloquent than what I'm trying to provide here. Let's see. It's here, and I know it is. But where did it go? There's something about what it is you can't see coming or something. Man. Oh, yeah. What's the universe trying to tell me that I cannot see? That's right. Okay. So they basically want you to realize and know and have faith that you are an integral part of this universe, this, everything beyond the universe even. Yeah, we are stardust. I love that. But just walk in the knowing that you are a fractal of God, a fractal of source, a fractal of, the energy of all that is. And just in that knowing, you will treat yourself a lot better because they're showing me someone who maybe, we all do this. So I'm not trying to call you out, but maybe you talk bad about yourself or you don't give yourself enough credit. That's really what they're trying to show me. You don't give yourself enough credit for what you have accomplished, where you have been, and where you are now, and how much you've overcome in your life. What else? What else are you trying to point out that she cannot see? Yeah, transformation. And this might be why it's hard for you to see. It's like, when you're staring into the face of the sun, it's hard to see what's actually going on because you're just blinded by the light. So source, God, the universe, is really blasting you with your own light, bringing more of your own light online. And sometimes it's hard to see your own light because you are the light. You are in it. Reminder to you that you are so much better than you're giving yourself credit for. But there is a fresh new way of living emerging for you. You're going to start living this light better, embracing this light and living from this point of light where you're no longer gonna, again, we all have our days, but you're not gonna operate in this way where you're beating yourself up all the time for, the woulda, shoulda, couldas, the not doing enough, not being enough, not accomplishing enough. I just almost like with your energy, I almost just want to take a deep breath. Junking Data Girl must know you, Lucid Curios, because she's like, cough, cough. I love it. She's calling you out. You resonate with that. So just know you're morphing and transforming from this person who likes to beat themselves up a lot to someone who is going to stop doing that so much. You're going to just, I'm just seeing you taking some deep breaths. Maybe you need a vacation, dear. Maybe you just need a couple days off to just collect yourself, collect your thoughts. Just, maybe even me stumbling over my words was really me picking up your energy and just, it's almost like this frenetic energy of, you need to wear all these different hats, be all these different people to all these other different people. And it's almost like your energy, your vibration is being worn thin or spread thin. Like you just have too much on your plate that just you need to kind of pare it down to your main priorities. And they're really showing me right now, your main priority will be you and your own inner transformation, your own self-love, your own divinity, your own spiritual practice. These are going to be your main priorities over these next probably 6 months. Not to say you can't spend time with other people and, go after your goals, your dreams, your wishes. You can still do this, but you're also doing a lot of heaping doses of self-love, self-care on top of all the rest of what you're doing. Maybe even taking more time off to just be. There's no doing all the time. Sometimes you need to just be. You're a human being, not a human doing, is what they just told me. So roll with that. Also journaling. I don't know if you're someone who does journal or if you've thought about journaling but haven't. Now would be a great time. Today especially, set those intentions, release what's not serving you. That's for all of us. We got into that in the collective message at the beginning. But the number 29 here, that adds up to 11, which is you awakening to that inner light, that inner soul, through writing, through communicating in some way. Wow. Maybe even drawing, because we've got a couple little drawings here. I don't know if you're someone who draws or illustrates, but taking a pen to paper, just seeing what comes out. Might be words, might be pictures, who knows? But that would really benefit you to really gain that clarity that you may be seeking in your life. You just said today, let's see, tend to overwhelm yourself. Like that's totally the energy I am picking up on, Ethan. You've hit it right on the head. I may not have said it so eloquently as Ethan did, but you know what I'm trying to say, I think. Okay, one more. What is it that she can't see that the universe is trying to point out for Lucid Curios? Okay, yeah. Yes. Look at all this orange. This is sacral chakra energy going into solar plexus. So this is that creative energy, that sexual energy, creativity, especially being able to fuel all the projects you're wanting to accomplish. Maybe you get a lot of ideas, but it's hard for you to create those things because you've got so many ideas, so little time. That beautiful fire and that phoenix rising from the ashes. That's what this is here. But you're waking that lion. I mean, that lion's already woke, so to speak. It's just now you're allowing yourself to shine that light in such a way that, like I was saying, you couldn't even see your own light before because it was almost blinding to you. And I said this in a recent pick a card reading too, and this makes so much sense for your situation too, is you're not going to be afraid to shine so bright that it hurts others' eyes, because maybe before you kind of dimmed your light or tried to play small for a while, you're done doing that, and you're going to let them supply their own sunglasses. If you're too bright for them, ain't your problem, ain't your worry. Let's get one from believe in your own magic. What else? I said that last night too. Wow, great job, Amanda. Look at you. You're done playing small, and you're going to be a leader in your own life. That lion is that leader. You're leading your own life and just stepping more into that leadership role and allowing the transformation to take place. They're showing me this one. Yeah. Slow down and celebrate yourself. I mean, if that doesn't wrap up what we were saying about just, taking a vacation, taking a break, being a human being rather than a human doing, and then treating yourself. Celebrate yourself. Give yourself that self-love, self-care, self-transformation that is really hoping to come online. Woo! Yeah, I'm glad you stayed too, Ethan. If this message resonates with any of you, take it, claim it. It is yours. But especially you lucid curios, there may even be a call for a feast, a gathering, a get-together where you're serving food or you're at a restaurant or getting together with like-minded friends or family members where you can really celebrate your accomplishments. Or, girl, stop, you know my life, LOL. I mean, it feels like it, doesn't it? It feels like it. Wow, I got major crown chakra tingles. Woo, yeah, we're going in hot. But yeah, this is a need for you to clear the cobwebs from your own light. Look, in this depiction, these lights are turned out. She's got to flip that switch, clear the cobwebs away, and just let that light shine. Because the light is already turned on within. It's just, maybe you've got some what do you call it, boundaries or walls up around that light. Because, again, maybe it's hard for you to really shine that light for fear of persecution from other people, or just standing out and other people making fun of or gossiping, or, whatever the case may be. The woulda, shoulda, couldas, and the, hoping not to make a mistake in front of other people. It's like you're done playing small, and whoever sees whatever it is you're doing, they're going to interpret it will. I just heard other people's opinions are none of your business. So maybe you do have a struggle with caring what other people think about you. Now's the time to kick that door wide open, let that light shine, and just let it be known that you're shining that light, and you don't give any F's as to who sees it or feels that light of that warmth on their face. That fire energy. So I don't know if you have a lot of fire in your chart, but at the very least, this is spirit pointing out the fire trine. The Aries, Leo, Sagittarius trine within your chart is a place where you can put a lot of your beautiful creative potential over these next 6 months or so. Woo, we went in on it. So I hope, I'm glad that you let me know that I didn't finish your reading, because I think I got something out of that as well. It was beautiful. Just let it shine. Oh, and then you just say let it shine. Oh my gosh, we're all on the same page right now. Look at this. I can't right now. We're just finishing each other's sentences over here. Aaron Fire. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. Be that beacon of light you were meant to be, my friend. Absolutely, she should. Woo! Okay, I think that's a great way to end it. Although I need to this one right here. Let me see if I can find it. It's so funny. It's so fitting. This is how I feel right now. Like, I need to go spray my face and just like spray myself off and calm, cool, and collect myself a little bit. It's a little gift. Let me find it. I sent it to my husband the other day, and I was laughing. Blanche Devereaux, Golden Girl, spraying herself off like, I need to. Got a little heated there. Woo! I'm gonna go ground myself with some food, and maybe even going outside. It looks like it's done raining. I might just step outside barefoot and eat some food, get grounded, and hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. We're really signing off for realsies this time, you guys. So thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you right here back at the Done Creative Live on Saturday's show, and also over on my main channel, The Done Creative, where I have a new pick a card going live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And I have literally hundreds of pick a card readings over there for your enjoyment, and also intuition tests or intuitive exercises over there, a 28 video playlist if you want to test your intuition and see how on point it is. Go ahead and go follow the link. I think it's the thing linked. It's in the description. It might be the first thing linked in the description. Follow the link to my main channel to find that. We are now over 14,000 subscribers over there, which I'm still like, oh my gosh, crazy. But I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your powerful eclipse day. Many blessings to you all, and bye. Bye, Ethan. Bye, Pika Lee. Bye, Lucid Curios. Bye, Junking Data Girl. Everyone stood with me and stood by me to the bitter end. Even though it wasn't that bitter, it was beautiful. I love you guys.